Welcome to the show. Against my better judgment, hit the like, smash subscribe. Let's go.
Welcome everybody. How's everybody doing this fine Monday? It's just been a heck of a day for me. I've been trying to get on live for a couple of hours and it's been a mess. Welcome in everybody. Oh my gosh, everyone's here already. Who got here first? Elaine got here first. Welcome in, Elaine. Welcome, G Keyman. And Aja's here. Snoops is here. AC and Crystal. All right, guys, welcome in. Marty's here. All right. Hello. Jeannie. I don't know if I said hi to Jeannie. Hi, Jeannie. And Bootsy's here. Painful Truth is here. Deb Daisy's here. Garrison Project is here. Welcome in. Hello. Yeah, I thought making a longer intro would help get people here before we start. It seems to have worked. Yay. Did you guys like the intro? Black Smoke Joe, what's up? Hello. Truth for Us. Tomes is here. Hi, guys. Hello. How are you all? I hope you guys had a great weekend. Mine went pretty fast. Pretty fast weekend. Yeah, there's just, there's, of course, overflowing with news. It's overflowing with news today. Hang on a second. I don't think my mic is coming out of my mic. I think it's coming out of something else. Hang on. Sounding. Nope, I guess not. Okay. All right. Sounded a little bit weird. Okay. Anywho, there's so much news, right? There's so much news going on. And it's hard to just grab certain things and decide what to talk about here because there's just a lot. So I do have a few different stories, though, I found to be pretty interesting over the weekend. Stuff is going on, of course. Welcome in, Sasquatch. Hello. But yeah, I don't know. A lot of stuff. Did you guys hit the like when you came in? I mean, I'm sure you did. I'm sure I don't have to remind you guys to hit the like. I'm sure, you hit the like. I'm totally, sure you did, right? All right. So, what if I told you that just hours before Charlie Kirk was murdered, he privately said that he was leaving the pro Philadelphia cause, which we all know. And the very next day, President Trump posted a meme with Hebrew text literally calling him basically a useful idiot, like a patsy. hmm And what if I told you that Charlie's own widow has been caught in multiple timeline lies, which again we all knew, but this one is about his book. And somebody caught something, I think over the weekend, something she had said, and it kind of caught her in a lie, another lie, right? And of course, we've got that entire vicious succession battle that's been going on at Turning Point USA. And Turning Point's basically been called out for acting like it's 2020 all over again, holding evidence and attacking everyone who asks questions, kind of like the big C word, right? And what if I told you that we're seeing data centers possibly connected to them, the TPUSA? Mysterious figures like Pierre Falcone somehow involved. And we've got Navy jets colliding in midair, and viral video of Trump literally sleeping on the job while Thomas Massie just casually invited 30 podcasters into his house. For what, you ask? Well, you're about to find out, because today we're going to dive into all of that and maybe more, depending on time. But while we sit here for a moment, I want to remind you guys that Against My Better Judgment is live over on Club Vodka, all right? And there's a link in the description. Go check it out. We're talking extra content drops, weekly lives, which we're trying to get together. We're trying to get that all figured out and put a schedule on that. Group chats, direct messaging with me, and more. And also, guys, Club Vodka is actually made like by creators for other creators. So if you are a creator, you definitely want to check it out for that reason as well, okay? And of course, we have channel memberships here on the channel. And once we get enough people in there, we're going to be doing weekly live streams here, members only live streams, where, the members can join the live and be on live with me and discuss things and whatever. So make sure you go check out the memberships on the YouTube channel itself and check out all the perks I've got to offer. Just click join wherever you see it to check it out. All right. Do me a huge, gigantic, humongous favor. Be so kind as to hit that like button. Okay. Grab a snack, settle in, and against my better judgment, let's tackle Monday. Okay. Let's just tackle Monday. Oh my gosh, I got a couple of super stickers, super chat, painful truth. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I actually created a little thank you for you guys. Oh my god, thank you. That is so kind of you. Very kind. Thank you so much. And Jeannie, thank you so much. All this love is for you as well. Thank you. That is so very nice of you guys. All right, I'm hearing an echo in my mic. What is going on? Why am I hearing that? All right, is this better? Testing. Ooh, we okay? We good? No echo. I think I fixed it. I think it was just sitting on something or something like that. Anyhow, hello everybody, welcome in. So first up, I want to take a look at this stuff with Donald Trump. Okay, couple of different things happened with Trump. He went to China and they were treating him like a second-class citizen. It's pretty funny. It's pretty embarrassing for the United States, but pretty funny because it's kind of stuff Trump does to everybody else, right? When they come to visit. So let's have a look at this. Let me get myself situated. Where do I want to be? How about I want to be on this side? We'll be on the other side. Let's be on the other side. Is this it? Is this the side we want? Okay. This side works, right? I'm not interfering with all of this. Okay. All right. So anyhow, yeah, Trump was visiting. I don't know how to say this name here, but he sat on a tall chair while Trump was given a shorter chair with a soft seat, so he sinks in and appears smaller than him. They said China humiliated Trump in front of the world. Just look at his face. And I'm going to leave it muted. I hope it stays muted. Let me make it big screen. Oh, I guess they're just talking. Hang on. Maybe we'll see what he says, huh? Maybe we'll see what he says. All right, here we go. What's his name? He's mad as hell. He does look really tiny. You can't hear what they're saying, but look how low he is sitting down. You know, Trump's like, isn't he like 6 foot something? And they have him in this like baby chair. That was a good plan, though. I mean, come on. Couldn't have planned it better than that, right? This is hilarious. Look, he's all swole. He's swole. All right. This next clip I have of Trump is him falling asleep and about to fall out of his chair when he was among world leaders. And this clip is going viral. It's absolutely humiliating on the world stage. Trump does not have the stamina to remain president. And here he is falling asleep. I have to say, though, that shit's boring as hell. Can you imagine sitting through it? Let's hear just a minute of it.
This includes ensuring a lasting
دولة الكويت الثابت بدعم كل مسعى يهدف إلى رفع المعاناة عن الشعب الفلسطيني الشقيق وتحقيق الأمن والاستقرار في غزة. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Yeah, bro, I would probably have fallen asleep too. What about you guys? Are you going to forgive him for the sleeping moment? Because I can't even say anything because I would have been snoring my ass off in front of the world. Like, literally, I would have been out. I can't listen to people talk like and sit in a spot like that and listen to somebody else talk for that long about boring stuff. I would be totally asleep. Welcome in, Skate Betty. Who else joined us? I've seen some other people joined. I think I said hello to Alex and Deb Daisy. Skate Betty. Oh, who else is here? If I missed you, throw me up a middle finger in the chat and I will say hello. Scott is here. Welcome in, Scott. And what Cake can't do it. I hear that. Dunwit's here. What's up, Dunwit? How are you? How the hell are you doing? Glad to see you guys. I don't know. Is this a better time for everybody? It seems like a lot more people showed up right away this time. Sasquatch, I said hello to you. He said, leaders frequently have all the other chairs lower, so people have to look up and are uncomfortable. Yeah, I see that as a good tactic. I might have to use that in real life. It seems like a good tactic. It's always a game, though, isn't it? Every single thing, it's just like, it's always like when Candace says things are fake and gay, at first I was like, not everything's fake and gay. I mean, I get what she's trying to do here. It's cute and everything, but it's like, not everything's fake and gay. But guys, you know what? Everything is fake and gay. I mean, everything. It's ridiculous anymore. You can't take anything at face value because everything is literally fake and gay. Okay? I'm on her same page now, and I didn't used to be. Okay. Laughter is good medicine is here. You're in the perfect spot. Laughter is good medicine because I totally agree. Laughter is good medicine. That's what we're here for today, to just see what's going on in the news and just kind of make fun of everybody. All these jerks, all these rich jerks who are pulling the little puppet strings or working the matrix or whatever the hell you want to say, right? We don't know. Hinbees. I think I'm saying that right. If I'm not, please put the, what do they call that, phonetic way to say your name down in the chat, and I will say it right. Okay. Would rather not say. I absolutely love this name. That would have been a perfect channel name. You got the best channel name. He's definitely showing his age now. He's tired, and it's the second part of his second term. He's done, honey. I feel that. He was not sleeping. He was shitting. You guys are sick. Could be. Trump gets no sleep whatsoever. That's true. Yeah, I honestly, Chuck Soup, can't blame him myself. I really can't. Welcome in, Chuck Soup. Can't blame him, honestly. Probably AI. Yeah, I can't blame him one bit. I would have been snoring my ass off because it's just too boring. Did I have any other Trump stuff? What is this? I don't think I even saved that. I don't even know what this is. Oh, it was just a little meme of him sleeping everywhere. Maybe that's why I saved it. I don't remember saving it either. Of course, this one is AI. He's not really sleeping, but hey, at least he shows up, right? Oh, there's more. Oh my gosh, I must, you know what? This is the comment section. That's why I'm seeing all these. This is him asleep in all these different, or snoozing or zoning out. Which, I mean, I can't even say shit because I definitely will be doing the same thing. Okay. Yeah. That is what I had on Trump. Let me go to my other tab because we have a whole bunch of other stuff that I wanted to show you guys and discuss with you guys. I'm not going to look at the Thomas Massie stuff just yet because I have a few things I want to say about that because there's a lot going on with that guy. I mean, a lot. There's a lot. Let's take a look at some of the Turning Point stuff that updates the going on at Turning Point. I just think the infighting at this point. I mean, I think we all know what happened. I think we all know that this case will probably never get solved, truly. It's not like the Federal Bureau of Investigations or the President of the United States or, Philadelphians. Well, not Philadelphians, BB from Philly is going to come forward and be like, you know what? Hey, I did it. You know what? It's case closed. It's done. We all conspired together. We got this shit done. We got him out of our way. It's over. It's not like that's going to happen. Okay. But so we all kind of have an idea of what happened here. Baron Coleman has connected what happened with Charlie to a potentially something about data centers. Okay. And myself, I want to start looking into the angle of maybe Big Pharma wanting to get him out of the way. Because listen to this theory. Now, I might be crazy, but just listen to this theory for just a moment. Oops, hang on a second here. It's got me all messed up today. Is that better? No, I keep sending the wrong thing. Oh, my goodness. This one is for this one, I think. There it is. Okay, there it is. Hi. Okay, so here's my theory, okay? So we got this new disease coming out, right? And we kind of know where these diseases come through from at this point. We know what happened with COVID was kind of like a big scam. And now they got this new one coming out. Now, some people theorize that it is actually fake, just like COVID. Some people theorize that it is legit. And people were going to start actually, because we knew COVID is fake now, we're going to start thinking that this one's fake. And a lot of people are going to ignore any precautions. They're going to ignore any vaccinations. They're going to protest the shit out of everything to do with this. And that's what a lot of people are kind of thinking, right? We're going to have like kind of two different people. Regardless, what's coming next is something from Big Pharma. We need a vaccination. We need some type of cure. We need some some things to fix us up and shit like that. And that's where Big Pharma comes in. And I personally wonder, because Charlie Kirk really was against Big Pharma. And I wonder, having had this thing probably planned, this newest vaccination or disease planned and a new vaccination for it, I'm sure, did Charlie kind of get in the way of that? I mean, we know that he was really super against it, and he's, said a lot of things, and he had the power to kind of move mountains. The guy was pretty powerful. And so you got to wonder. And I wonder too, like, what was it all of that? I think he was just a problem for just about like a whole lot of people. Not only data center stuff and, the stuff with just the money, Philadelphia, the donors. Now I'm thinking maybe Big Pharma as well. So it's kind of strange. I just thought I would mention that because we've got a new disease coming out. And I just thought that, with this story, I don't think it's ever going to be solved. I think there's way too many things that could be possible. Like the reason he is gone, the reason they did it, whoever they would be, did this. There's probably tons of reasons. But I just thought I would mention that one because we got this new virus or whatever the hell this is coming out. And it just seems like all this shit happened right after he passes, right? The war, we got all the, just everything. And it's very suspicious. So anyhow, I got a few updates from the Turning Point hemisphere. And it's all the same old bullcrap. They're always infighting. Nobody wants to show this video, Charlie Kirk. They showed it to a reporter who is like, hey, I saw it. So the whole world should just believe me. And it's the Daily Mail reporter. And a lot of people don't believe the Daily Mail. They don't like the Daily Mail. There's just somebody they don't trust in the first place. And they give the video to that person to watch and then report back to us. And we're supposed to believe it. But regardless, this is the thing that's going on with the book. Okay. Remember when Charlie passed away and like the very next day after she was fondling his deceased body, put a 1 in the chat if you remember that one. Do you remember that? Or put a ghost in the chat or something to represent the poor deceased Charlie lying there in his coffin while she's fondling and groping him on video with a mic on her lapel. Okay. Yeah. put a 1 or a ghost or some type of emoji in the chat if you do remember this, right? I think pretty much all of us remember her just like being all up on it and like weird, right? Well, right after that, like directly after that, she left that event, literally changed her clothes, and then went on a book tour. Okay, maybe it was a little bit of time in between, but you know what I mean. The book tour came up quite quickly after that. And we all wondered, like, did Charlie actually finish that book? Because people were remembering him saying something else. And now those rumors are coming back around. And people are going pretty hard on this over on X now. So Jody Chase posts, if Erika claimed that Charlie's book was already finished in June or July of 2025, but Charlie himself said multiple times on video in August of 2025 that he was still writing it, then the obvious question is, who finished writing that book that Charlie clearly said he hadn't finished yet? So somebody, caught, I think, Erika on video saying that the book was finished in June or July of 25. So, like, what the hell? That's a huge discrepancy. And yeah, that was the Thomas Massie one. It's in the wrong folder. Dang it. Let's see here. I want to see if I can find the one where somebody actually had the video of her saying that. Is this it? Here we go. Here's the clip of her saying this, right?
Ultimate Sabbath, where he is right now.
When did you get to read it?
When?
Yeah.
As much as I can, driving into the office or.
No, but I mean, was it written?
She said, I read it driving into the office. Driving or riding, bitch, because you can't read and drive. You can't read a whole book and drive your car. I mean, well, hey, you know what? I take that back. I apologize. Allegedly, you can't do that. Erika Kirk might be able to because she has so many skills and so many degrees. You know what I mean? She's good.
In its entirety before Charlie died?
Yes.
It was. Okay.
Yes, it was. He finished writing this, I believe, in June or July of this year.
So you had read it.
Mm-hmm. But to read it in a book format and not an email format that he would send me is
something.
Night and day difference. Yeah.
I think Megan is smelling some BS right there. So you read it? Oh, it was finished? He completed it, right? You read it, right? I believe it's this moment right here that caused Megyn Kelly to grow suspicious or perhaps lose trust in Erika Kirk. I think it's why Megyn has been very measured in her responses involving Erika and Candace Owens. Did you notice the way that Megyn Kelly was asking her those questions? When was the book complete? You read the whole thing?
You know what, guys? Here's the thing. I hate Erika Kirk. Okay. I don't like that lady. And I'm definitely not part of the Erika cult. Okay. But I don't know about this clip. I mean, I want everything to be like, I know I want her to get busted lying about things, but she clearly was like, I don't know. I think like June or July. And it was done in August. So I can't even hold this against her. I really can't. What about you guys? Are you going to take this as she's lying, or is it just like one of them things? Like, I don't know when he finished this book, like June. I don't know. Because she did seem unsure. It wasn't like she said he definitely finished like June 3rd, something like that. She definitely felt like she was unsure. So I'm going to say, I apologize, but I can't hold this against her. This one's kind of dumb, I think, in my opinion. This one wasn't really a good catch because I just think, whatever. She probably just didn't know. She probably didn't really care. You know what I mean? She probably didn't give a shit when the thing was done. You think she paid attention to that? Allegedly, in my opinion, she probably had no idea. It's like, I don't fucking know. Like, back when one of them kids were born, what the hell are their names? I don't know. Right around there. Did you read it? Yeah, I read it. It was dumb. She don't like it, and she probably didn't read it. In my opinion, allegedly. Okay, whatever. So moving past that one, I can't hold that to her. I'm actually going to delete that out of my bookmarks because I can't even hold that to her because I feel like she kind of was just like, I don't fucking And that's kind of what I expect from her. You know, I don't feel like she really like was too involved in his day to day, what he was up to and stuff. Wasn't he always on the road, like continuously on the road? People say that why couldn't Charlie have caught her being such a shady bee if that's what she was? Why wasn't Charlie catching this? Why was he unaware of her true actions and whatever? But I have to just go back to thinking that he was probably continuously on the road and really had no time together. Probably very limited amount of time that they spent together. I mean, she was probably like, dude, send him out to Oklahoma because I can't. Somebody, where's the scheduling? Send his ass, New York. Get him out to New York because I need a break. I can picture this. Well, I don't really know, but just saying. Garrison said, I used to watch Megyn Kelly daily. Charlie Kirk told Megyn in August he was working on the book while he was telling her how they were treating him now. It kind of is a big deal. Should be blasted out. Okay. I just kind of got the feeling like she's just like, whatever. Whenever he finished it, I don't fucking know. In my opinion, while cleaning house to move, journals were found. Charlie wrote all the time. Yeah, probably. Well, I don't, okay, maybe the maid, when the maid was cleaning the house, because I can't see her scrubbing a toilet and cleaning the house, but that's just my opinion, allegedly, okay? She said she couldn't finish the rest of his book because that would finish his words, and she couldn't bring herself to do it. That is right, Crystal. I remember that. I made fun of that because she was like, when you do something for the last time, it's like the last time you do it, and like, I don't want it to be the last time that I'm doing this for the last time, if you know what I mean. And I was just like, bitch, I remember that. Oh, thank you. Oh, I think you're honeybee. I think that's what it's supposed to be, right? Honeybees. I love honeybees. My dad used to raise honeybees. That is so cool. Sorry, I was saying something else altogether. I don't know. I was late today. I'm a freaking mess. So I apologize in advance if this stream is a bit, all over the place. I had not enough time to get stuff in order. I was just like losing it. An older friend of me told that if you lie all the time, you will be a thief. Okay, I could see that. Yeah, I'm sure once you do little things, what happens is when you do one little thing, then it opens it up to the next thing, because the next thing is just a little step, and then the next thing is just a little step, and it kind of you get worse and worse and worse, I would imagine, as a person. Andrew Colvett knows if she had a C-section. Yeah. Andrew Colvett, I think I might have saved that post over on X to show you guys where it was Blake Neff. He was like, I know that I saw Erika Kirk pregnant or some shit like that. And it was annoying. So I saved it to show you guys because, I don't like that bastard. I can't stand him either. Can't. If I remember correctly, he'd mentioned that he was on the road roughly 305 days a year. Erika said recently that she's on the road 350 days a year. Oh, she's a mother, all right. Yeah. Yes, agreed. Allegedly, in my opinion. Agreed. We just can't say that she's stupid as fuck because we obviously know that she's not. We do not want to get in any type of trouble because we've heard of that. Okay. So anyhow, we're moving on to this video that Turning Point USA evidently possesses of Charlie Kirk at a private donor's little retreat, some shit like that. Okay, bougie, rich people place where they just want to give somebody their money. They all gathered together, right? Doing something. We don't know what that shit is because that's like otherworldly to us, right? We don't know. We don't know what they do. But a whole bunch of them gathered together for a private, it was super private meeting. Turning Point USA did video the private meeting, even though it was private, but they videoed it. And Charlie Kirk sat there and said, listen, if something happens to me, the board will just figure it out. I appoint my wife as my successor should something happen to me. Not in those particular words, but that was his message, right? And they won't show us the video. And we're kind of all ticked off. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of ticked off. Like, show the fucking video. We know that you hate, like, Blake Neff hates Candace so badly that I honestly think if they had a video, he would have sent it to her the very next day after she said something about why is Erika Kirk CEO. I think he would have sent it. I think you guys agree. Put a thumbs up in the chat if you agree. Don't you think that based off of the hate that Blake Neff has for Candace Owens, he would have sent that immediately? He would have been like, oh yeah, bitch. He'd had his phone, but like, go ahead, bitch. Now what? I honestly think that's what would have happened. And so the video is not anywhere to be found. Nobody can see it, right? Well, Turning Point USA decides to contact the Daily Mail, who happens to be, and in the comment section, some of you were asking about the Daily Mail reporter and this comment that, somebody, I think it was Trisha, somebody on X made, saying like, well, you went to the White House Correspondents' Center to confront the Daily Mail, and then you go ahead and have the Daily Mail come and view this video for you and write this whole article. Okay, and it was kind of weird. And you guys were asking in the comments, like, how do we know about the Daily Mail thing? Well, I remember because I rewatched the Rhythm Nation video, and Erika Kirk said something about the Daily Mail. So she did confront the Daily Mail at that White House Correspondents' Center. So anyhow, then the Daily Mail decides they're going to do a story about this video because the Turning Point USA, so kind of them, lets this person from the Daily Mail, who they just hated like a week ago, lets this person just watch this video. And because they're not any type of, AI expert, they really aren't the expert that we need to view this video. Because, anybody can view the video and see that it's Charlie Kirk saying this stuff. If it was made by AI, you need somebody that is fluent in AI. You need somebody that has expertise in AI to review the video and then determine whether it's real or not. I don't know. That was their answer, right? They sent it to the Daily Mail guy. He watched it. He was like, oh, and then he talked to like a buttload of Charlie's friends, neighbors, like uncles. Everybody in Charlie's life. And they were all just saying the same thing. Like, yeah, even though Charlie was out here day after day after day, really pounding it into people's brains that Erika Kirk, that women specifically, including Erika, should be at home raising the babies while the men are out earning the money. He pounded that into people's brains over and over and over again for years. Even though he probably said that, I would love to find the closest clip to when Charlie passed away where he talked about that specific thing about women should be home raising the babies. Like if it was like a week before he passed away or 2 days before he passed away, I would love to see like the very last time he said that compared to after he passed away. Because then he passed away and Erika Kirk's like, no. He appointed me in this dangerous position. Like if he gets executed publicly in front of the world, he wants me then to take his place on that stage and potentially get executed in front of the world. Even though he did like his kids, but it's just cool if the nanny raises them or some shit, like whoever, we don't care. But if only Charlie said that. And so people said, listen, either Charlie's a hypocrite because he's preached up and down that women should stay home and raise the babies, and then he gives Turning Point USA over to Erika Kirk, who is the mother of 2 of his children, and his wife, who he left tons of money to, so she never had to work a day in her life, but he turned over Turning Point USA to her so that she could take over. So either he's a hypocrite or Turning Point USA is fibbing about Erika Kirk taking his place. But then they come out with this video to kind of settle us all down, right? They're like, shut the hell up. We have a video. We want to see it. No, you can't see it. So there's this back and forth going on all over the internet. It's like on between Candace and Blake. They are butting heads. And Blake, you know what? That bald head is, like I call him left nut. But he does have a little piece of balls because he does go up against Candace like daily. He gets ripped apart and he looks really, really stupid doing it. But he, God love him. He tries. He really does. Okay, so I'm going to give him a little ounce of dignity for that. That's it. Just a little ounce. Just because he tries it with her. And I don't know why. I don't know why you would. She's a beast, right? So anyways, the latest is Blake Neff's over here bitching about Candace. He says, replies to Candace, and I'm not going to keep going back because there's probably 82 messages, but he's replying to something Candace says, and he says, yeah, Candace, since I'm not a malignant narcissist, I don't actually care what my ratio is, as long as I'm speaking the truth rather than lies. But just to play along, wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to life, and only a few find it. That's what he said. So of course, like people were like, stop being gay and just post the video. This is not a leak from inside Area 51. And she's right. Like, it's not a leak inside Area 51. If it's supposedly a video of Charlie Kirk talking to and taking questions from a crowd, something he did literally thousands of times on video, there's literally zero reason to do what you are doing right now. Somebody says, are you bringing up Bible scripture as a deflection of you not releasing the video? Laughing. And then, yeah, I said something too, because I'm a jerk. I said he really tried it. Like, we believe for a moment, anyone with his moral character doesn't get burned when he touches a Bible. I'm still laughing since I'm not a malignant narcissist. I just cannot, because I think he might be a malignant narcissist, in my opinion, allegedly. Okay. So this is what he's replying to. Candace, I guess, says the ratio here is exceptional. The people have spoken, Blake, and they are not on your side. Release the video and let us be the judge of who is lying about what. And, then he came back with his, I'm not a malignant narcissist, or, since I'm not a malignant narcissist, I don't actually care what my ratio is. So he doesn't care what the comments say. So why post something then, idiot? If you don't care what the comments say, then why are you posting literally anything? Isn't the whole reason for social media to put your words out there and see what people have to say about it, like talk to people and whatever? So why are you posting if you don't care? Such a little liar, in my opinion, allegedly. Okay. So Candace, she's like, oh, you want to play with me? You think you're gonna play? She's ready to stomp him like a little net, like the little net that he is, a little nutsack shaped net that he is. Okay. She says TPUSA is now mimicking COVID protocol. They introduced the video. They were then asked to supply proof the video actually exists. They now claim only experts can see or interpret evidence of its existence. And finally, they are now diagnosing people for noticing they lied. And I think that's like, no, that's a quality burn, Blake. See what you did there? She roasted you. She toasted you. Now you're a little crispy ball sack, right? That's a burn. Nothing Blake ever says is like hard. It never burns anybody. He just always says stupidest things. Okay. Yeah. Here's the thread. And Candace is laughing at him. Only a malignant narcissist wouldn't trust the experts and let their grandma die alone in the hospital. Oh, what happened there? Oh my gosh. Wouldn't trust the experts and let their grandma die in a hospital. I don't know what that means. Shut up, Blake. I trust you and Erika even less than I trust the science of the COVID vaccine. And that's really saying something. That was a pretty good one too. And Babylon BB says they have become everything that Charlie opposed. And here's Erika TPUSA 2.0 refuses to endorse Charlie's favorite congressman, Thomas Massie, which he said right here, one of my favorite congressmen. And it's pretty sad that they're not endorsing him, and we are going to talk about that in a moment. Somebody just reposted them talking on the same, saying that whatever they said that day, or they were talking, said the same thing. It was a little fucking weird. It was like creepy. Oh, so that's the back and forth going on right now. And let's see, Trisha Hope, that's who said that comment about the Daily Mail that we were talking about earlier. Well, Trisha Hope, okay, she actually remembered back to something that Trump posted on his Truth Social. She decided to take a look into it to kind of see what it actually meant. All right. So she says on September 12th, 2025 at 10:01 a.m., President Trump posted this on Truth Social. These words, Shlomo Perl, in Hebrew mean useful idiot, patsy, or easily manipulated person. Click on the photo of Trump and Charlie to see the Hebrew words. I verified this did in fact come from Trump's Truth Social account, and this is what AI and Grok says about the meaning of the words posted on the meme Trump shared. Also note the Israeli flag. We know the night before Charlie was unalived, he said he was leaving the Philadelphia cause. The next day he was unalived. Please give me your best justification for this. And here is the thing he posted. And it does say Shlomo Perl at the bottom. And so Sandra, sorry everybody. Sandra just said this caught my eye. Sorry. But this is what Trump posted, that he is a useful idiot. Like, I mean, now he posted this right after Charlie said that. So perhaps he was still, I'm imagining Charlie was still alive at the moment Trump posted this. So was he trying to get like a dig in on Charlie? Like a dig that most people really wouldn't understand, because how many of us know Hebrew? I think that's what that is, Hebrew. You know what I mean? So was he trying to get like a little dig in there? And then, but then Charlie was unalived. And so, or does he, think that Charlie's a useful idiot, easily influenced? I have a members video that shows Erika Kirk's and Charlie Kirk's pastor talking specifically about Charlie Kirk. And one of the things I will never forget this pastor said, and if you want to see the whole video, please become a channel member. It's amazing and fun and everything like that. Anyways, this pastor said that you could tell Charlie anything and he bought it hook, line, and sinker. That's a quote from his very own mouth. That's what the pastor said. You could tell Charlie anything and he bought it hook, line, and sinker. And then you've got Trump over here posting about Charlie being a useful idiot or easily influenced, right? Easily influenced. The other guy said, the pastor, his pastor said he bought it hook, line, and sinker. You could tell him anything. And I found that quote to be very off-putting and strange. Like, why would you say that about somebody? Unless you're lying to somebody, nobody has to buy what you're saying hook, line, and sinker, right? If I tell you a couple different facts and you go, oh, okay, cool. I don't go, he bought that hook, line, and sinker. Not at all. That's a weird thing to say. You only say that when you're referring to a lie you told, in my opinion, So anyways, that paired with this, or Trump's calling him easily influenced, and I can only imagine Charlie maybe perhaps actually was easily influenced, but easily influenced by only certain people. There are people like that. I mean, me, myself, I'm not influenced by a lot of people, but my family, like if somebody in my family or one of my really close friends tells me something, I will definitely get influenced by that, because that's just, I trust those people. And so I take that influence and I'm like, and so maybe Charlie was very easily influenced by just certain people. And in my opinion, they put people in Charlie's life very, very early on. So early on that it was pretty much undetectable to him to know that that person was actually planted in his life. Think about it. If you notice this young man's coming up and he's super smart, and like Candace was saying, they were in gifted classes, things like that, and they knew he was going to be very influential and ahead of his time, etc. And so they give them handlers. They put handlers in their life. I imagine Charlie probably had a handler very early on. And, he probably thought, well, 20 years later or 15 years later, that person is truly legitimate, his friend. Like they were there from the beginning. You know what I mean? And so we all know he probably told the wrong person something. And that's what led to his demise. We kind of all know that inside. But it just makes me think like maybe he was easily influenced by certain people. And I have a feeling that there was really nobody genuine still left. Like as far as his friend circle, I don't think any of them were genuinely his friend. I think they were all pretty much handlers at that point, in my opinion. Thank you so much. Who is that? Is that Elaine or Janie? Thank you, Jeannie. Gifted 1 channel membership. You are so amazing. Let me get you some hearts. I have some hearts for you. Thank you so much. Thank you. That is so very sweet of you. Thank you so much. Where were we? Let me move this and move this. All right. So anyhow, this is the thing that he posted. And this is just another look at these messages where just lost another huge donor, $2 million a year because we won't cancel Tucker. I'm thinking of inviting Candace. I think we've all memorized these word for word at this point, right? Philadelphian donors play into all the stereotypes. I cannot and will not be bullied like this, leaving me no choice but to leave the pro-Philadelphia cause. And then this is Grok saying, yes, in modern Israeli online slang, Shlomo Perl or Shlomo Perl is a derogatory term for gullible, naive, or easily manipulated person. Essentially a useful idiot or patsy. It draws from the real story of a Holocaust survivor, Solomon Perel, who posed as a German to survive World War II. And so, yeah, Trump posted that. this little doozy right here. Everybody loved Charlie. Useful. Rest in peace, you useful idiot. Like, what? That's so mean. That's so like, what? That's crazy, yo. Like, what the hell? It's weird to me, right? I don't know. Just don't like it. So anyhow, there's that with Trump. I just it's just weird that like all these people, the way I feel like the way they felt about Charlie, they were all handlers and they really all just wanted him to do what the hell they said. And when he did, they ignored it. He did his thing. They didn't care what he did. But as soon as he started having his own opinion and started showing that he wasn't going to be influenced anymore, or he was going to do his own thing, they were like, we cannot have this. He's out of control. We got to nip this shit in the bud, because we don't want him out here, powerful as he is, actually figuring everything out. I think once his mind turned on to what was going on inside his own little atmosphere there, he probably started figuring things out very quickly. And yeah, we all know the end of that story, right? Well, there's a new twist, if you will, to the story. And this something about data centers. So this is from Baron Coleman. He says, or Travis basically says this: could data centers be relevant to the Charlie Kirk investigation? Potentially. Baron is pulling on some interesting strings tonight, including Pierre Falcone. And he posts a little clip of Baron speaking about this. It's only a minute. I want to listen to what Baron has to say about this, because I think it's pretty interesting. Data centers, right? That's all we're hearing about all over the place now. Data center, data center, data center. It's like, geez, oh man. It's like they're trying to numb us of getting pissed off about data centers,
Talking points don't really hit with me.
Here we go.
So with data centers, the problem is that the facts aren't very complicated at all. I mean, the facts are incredibly easy to digest. Data centers are a huge reason that the demand for energy and water is going up. When the demand for energy and water goes up, the quality and cost the quality goes down and the cost goes up. Okay, so if someone builds a data center in my neighborhood, it's going to cost me more for power, it's going to cost me more for water, and the water's not going to be as reliable, and the power's not going to be as reliable. Okay, well, I can digest that. All right, so because I can digest that, the political talking points don't really hit with me. Because it doesn't matter what you tell me about that's going to be good for our fight against China.
That's true.
To hell with you, buddy.
Yeah.
I already pay too much for power and water.
Right.
I don't want to pay more, and I certainly don't want power that's unreliable or water that's unreliable. So just build it somewhere else. You're not building it here. This is not a complicated subject. And because it's not complicated, it's almost impossible. These people are finding it to be almost impossible to send their minions out with these talking points. Oh, we're losing a race to China. Okay. Explain to me what that means. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want China to have the edge. Okay, go on.
Yeah, that's what I heard him. I don't know, that dude from Shark Tank. He was being interviewed
with
about
data
it,
centers,
and he's the one who said that about China. He was like, we're going to get behind China. Do you want China to be ahead of us in this with the data centers? What exactly are the data centers? What exactly do they do? I don't even know. Does anybody know like exactly what data centers do? Like, what's the point of having a whole bunch of data centers? I'm asking Grok. What do they even do? Oh, let's find out, shan't we? All right. Are you ready for this one? Data centers are basically the physical backbone of the modern digital world. They're large, secure facilities packed with thousands or hundreds of thousands of servers, storage drives, network gear, cooling systems, and power infrastructure. Think of them as giant warehouse for computing hardware that keep the internet, cloud services, apps, and AI running. Well, what do they actually do? Store massive amounts of data. Everything from your photos on Google Drive, iCloud, Netflix, movies, bank records, social media posts, and business databases. Lives or is backed up in data centers. Process and compute, they run the calculations for websites, apps, email, video streaming, online shopping, video calls, and more. When you load a page or use an app, you're often hitting servers in a data center. Okay. Power cloud computing. Companies like AWS, blah, blah, blah. They run out space and power in their data centers so businesses don't have to build their own servers. Okay, so it's like a little, okay, I can see that. They're like little apartment buildings for other businesses. They handle AI and advanced workloads. They provide reliability and security. They have redundant power backup generators, advanced cooling. Servers get very hot. Fire suppression and tight physical digital security so services stay up 24/7 with minimal downtime. In short, almost every digital service you use routes through them. Without data centers, the internet as we know it wouldn't function. Why build a whole bunch of them? This is what I want to know. Why aren't they currently good enough? Because we've all had cell phones and the internet for how long now, and we didn't need 8,000 data centers. So why do we need a whole bunch of them? The demand has exploded. Why? Data growth. We generate and consume way more data than before. Cloud shift. Companies move from owning their own servers to renting cloud space, needing huge centralized facilities. The AI boom. Generative AI, machine learning need insane amounts of compute power and energy. Global scale and redundancy. Big tech needs facilities worldwide for low latency, faster performance by being closer to users, blah, blah, blah. They're often built in clusters because of economics of scale, access to electricity, fiber optic connections, and tax incentives. Of course, it all comes down to those in tax incentives, all right? The trade-offs, they're power hungry, blah, blah, blah. I don't see any good trade-offs. But anyhow, so that's what data centers essentially are there for. But like, why? Like, guess what? Who cares anymore if we have faster internet? Like, I'm good. I'm good with how fast it is. I don't need no more shit. I think it's mainly for the surveillance that they want to put on us. I think that's what it is. I think they're preparing because they want to do massive surveillance. They're doing something underneath the White House. Remember the ballroom? I think when they say ball, they mean like that's their code word for a giant AI data center or whatever under the White House. And I think they're putting them all over the place because they want to have the mass surveillance. Yeah, I think that's what it is, Jay. I think they want to employ mass surveillance. And so they have to prepare these data centers first because they have to have somewhere to store all this in clouds, right? I mean, think about it. The entire United States being monitored by AI continuously. It has to have somewhere to be stored. It has to have somewhere to be able to work. And I think that's exactly what's happening right now. Exactly, Angela. Exactly. Yes, please don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're new, please subscribe. We're going to get to 1 million subscribers by like the weekend. I'm giving it the week. I know we're going to do it this time. I say it all the time, guys, but we are doing it this time. Like 1 million subscribers by the weekend. Okay. That's exactly what we're going to do. Exactly. So please hit the like. Alrighty. Who all came in? I apologize if I didn't say hello to you. Hi, Vid. Hi, Olivia. Love and compassion. Welcome in. Okay, I think I caught up with everybody in chat. Angela's here. Welcome. Who else? Coco Bean. Hello. The AI art communities on X are creating artwork 24/7 nonstop. True. Yeah, and the mass surveillance. Yep. Yes, I think that's what it is. They just need them so bad. And I guess there's more to the story with Turning Point USA being connected with us somehow because, of course, it's all about the politicians, right? You have to have certain politicians in office in order to be permitted to build these data centers. And so they have to have the correct politicians in place. So if Charlie was, say, for instance, maybe against surveillance and data centers and things like that, another reason for him to be taken out of the equation. I think there's something to that. I think there is going to be something to that, I really do. All right. I just saw somebody else's team in. Who was it? Let me see. Sorry, I like to see the chat. I'm sorry, guys. I like reading my chat. I like to see what you guys have to say. Okay, all right. You got to give me a minute here and there because I like to catch up. All right. Okay. Oh, news about Epstein Ranch. Okay, news about Epstein Ranch. Let's discuss this for a moment. Boom! Epstein's Zorro Ranch horror unearthed. They're digging for buried bodies right now as shocked viewers expose being rugged, harvested for S organs and sperm, and waking up to mysterious medical equipment in a living nightmare. The deep state's elites twisted eugenics lab is finally cracking wide open. These monsters treated humans like livestock for their sick experiments. They truly are sick bastards. They truly are. They truly are sick. Talk about Baal. That's what reminded me of this. Talk about Baal. These demon worshiping freaks. Okay. Disgusting. Let's listen to this news. This little news alert here. I don't know when this news alert came out. I know that they were investigating Zorro Ranch and going to be digging things up. So this was just posted, but I think this, I mean, do you guys know if this is current? It says Monday. So I'm assuming that's this Monday, today. I don't know. Let's see.
Investigators are swarming Jeffrey Epstein's notorious New Mexico ranch after an email in the Epstein files claims 2 foreign girls were strangled to death during rough fetish sex. And Epstein ordered the bodies to be buried on the ranch. Like a lot of things in the Epstein files, that report is unconfirmed, but authorities are now searching the property, thousands of acres. The ranch has been a dark mystery for years, and people are finally talking. A New Mexico state rep told the Daily Mail this, quote, "We have people coming forward saying they were drugged, had sex organs and sperm harvested from their bodies, and woke up around medical equipment, not knowing where they were or what happened to them." Investigators are swarming Jeffrey Epstein's notorious New Mexico ranch.
That creepy freak. That creepy freak, dude. So nuts. Completely nuts. That's what happens when you give. I don't understand how money makes people this evil. I just don't understand it. Like, I can't even imagine getting a whole bunch of money and being so super rich and going, I think I want to design a whole bunch of whatever, lizard people or whatever the hell they were doing over there. Okay. I just don't understand it. I can't wrap my mind around it. Not at all. Not at all. And so I don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, what would you do if you had all that money? Is it because they're born with money, I wonder? You know what I mean? Is it because they're born with money or they get it early on? It just seems like every one of them. Is there a super rich person out there that isn't a freak that wasn't in the Epstein files? I mean, seriously, I don't even know. I mean, Tom Hanks was in there. I almost shit. I was like, what, Tom Hanks? No. My husband was like, yeah, Tom Hanks was in there. I was like, what? Like, what? You freaks. You freaks. Oh my God, they're freaks. I can't. I would have been biting parts off of people had I been in that place. Like, I would have just bit them all off. Can't do nothing if you don't have one of those. I just can't take it. They're so disgusting and they're so freaky. And like, I can imagine how many bodies are buried there, to be honest. I can imagine probably a bunch. They've got to have some of those, what do they call it, cadaver dogs searching the grounds now at this point. So if they're actually, I know they were having trouble getting in there. That was the problem. Some other rich, sick bastard bought the place. Allegedly, in my opinion, he was a rich, sick bastard. But he bought it and basically was like, not letting people into it. So they must have found a way around that. But I'm very shocked that this is even happening because we've not seen any action when it comes to anything in those files. I mean, literally, it's mind-boggling. All these people are named, all these sick, twisted, nasty things they did. Society really should be shunning these people, like completely just shunning these people, not speaking to them, not selling them anything, not dealing with them at all. Like, they should be so shunned. And yet, you know what I've seen? I've seen people with their smartphones and they come across one of these PDFs that were in these files and they take a video and yell at them. You're a PDF, you're a PDF. And they're taking a video of it. That's what they do. Like, in my grandpa's day, they would have surrounded the PDF, curb stomped them until there was no more PDF. And then everybody would have went their own way and nobody would have seen a thing. You know, nowadays they're videoing them, calling them PDFs and thinking that's going to do something. I don't know. But I'm surprised. Anyways, I'm surprised they have done anything with the Zorro Ranch. I'm shocked that they were on there trying to actually find these bodies. And it's funny because it's like all these American women were horrible, atrocious things were done to these women. And they say, oh, 2 foreign women are buried on that ranch. So now they're going to go to all kinds of lengths to solve the case. What? What about the American women who are screaming about all these PDFs and weirdos that did weird ass shit to them? Nobody's doing anything to them, but the 2 foreign ladies that are buried there, they're gonna go jump on that. I just hope that, you know, I hope they find whatever they're looking for, and I hope they settle something. You know, it's just so terrible. Oh, honey badger. Okay, honey badger. Okay, honey badger. I'm going to try to remember that, honey badger. I'm going to say it a bunch of times while we're live so I remember. Did I say hi to Olivia? Welcome in, Olivia. Yeah, I think Olivia's in the past. She's still watching. It lags so bad. When new people come in, it seems like they're always in the past. And I feel bad because they probably think I'm ignoring them. But I didn't, you know, they're watching when we're talking about Donald Trump sleeping. So that's where it looks like Olivia's at. She's gonna think I ignored her. In March, New Mexico officials began a formal search of the ranch using cadaver dogs prompted by an anonymous 2019 email claiming 2 were buried there. Right. So I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if that's old news or new, but it was posted today and the video says Monday. So I don't know what the deal is. I mean, and if so, if they did that in March, let's see, it's 2 months past. Have they found anything? Or are they just restarting it? Like, I don't know. I just know that I'm surprised they did anything because it doesn't seem like they really care to do anything about that. You know, the thing is people are demanding justice and accountability for the people in the Jeffrey E. files. However, they've already all been granted immunity by our government. They've all been granted immunity. So it doesn't matter what they did. It doesn't matter what we can prove they did from those files. Nobody's going to get punished. That's it. They showed us the Epstein files so that we would get desensitized to all the perversion that we see inside of those files. Okay. Because when else were we going to read about that kind of stuff or see those kind of things? We weren't. We would never in our life encounter that ever because we're not sick freaks. But they wanted us to see that. They want us to become desensitized to it. Then they wanted us to feel sad, upset, angry, isolated, alone, just so angry at these freaks and not getting punished. They want us to realize that they're not ever going to be punished. They can do whatever they want, whenever they want, and literally we can do nothing about it. So they wanted us to come to those, they wanted those 3 things to happen to us, right? We're desensitized to the perversion. We are feeling very isolated, alone, and upset. And we realize that there's absolutely nothing that they cannot do. They're allowed to do whatever they want. I mean, if they can eat, you know what? What is there that's worse than that, really? I mean, you know, if they're allowed to do that and not get punished, they're allowed to do whatever they want. And so watch your children, keep your children safe because you never know. They're allowed to do it and there's nothing we can do about it. That's what they wanted from those files. That's the only reason they gave us them. That's the only reason, in my opinion, allegedly. Okay. So, yeah, there's all that. But what if I told you that Thomas Massie is fighting for his life? I mean, this dude is fighting hard. Okay. And you know what? I'm totally now like Team Massie. And I don't get too much into politics in that way. However, lately I've been really kind of looking into things a little bit more because I just would like to see what's going on and things like that. Yes, it is exhausting. Welcome, Robert. And yes, it is exhausting. Indeed, it really is. But yeah, I've been looking into things a little bit more. Every single one of them is like terrible people. I mean, it has to be like a club or some shit where like you have to be a sick pervert or in some way corrupted already or easily corruptible or whatever to become a politician. It really it has to be like some type of club. I don't know, because they all seem to be like that. And then we've got Thomas Massie. Okay, he comes in like he's on a white horse, right? He's our like savior on a white horse. He's riding in. He had literally not enough money for his campaign. They gave like millions to his opponent. I mean, it's been really rough ride for Thomas Massie. And now we've heard accusations of this woman coming forward and saying that, I guess, they had sex. Yeah. And then he fired her from her job later after they broke up. It was like the story broke right at the right time, and it was kind of suspicious and things. And I've even seen, and I don't know if I saved them, but I saw a testimonial from a woman who actually worked with Thomas Massie and was friends with Thomas Massie and witnessed the two of those, Thomas and the woman who's accusing him of these things. She was with them. She witnessed them like at a dinner party or something to come over to their house or whatever. She said they got along great, etc. And she remembers that the woman was actually having issues with somebody in that office where they were working, where Thomas Massie's office was. I guess there was like multiple people in that office, and the woman was having issues with someone in the office. And so that whole firing thing or whatever might fall on the reason of the issue she was having with someone else and nothing to do with Thomas Massie. So anyways, whatever. I'm just saying that it came at the weird time, and the story, I don't even know the story yet because I haven't even looked into it because I don't believe it. I mean, whatever. He fired you. It sucks, but we've got a whole stack of Epstein files. So we're looking at all these people and kids that were whatever, so you were fired when your boyfriend dumped you. I mean, whatever. It's rude and it's not right. But I'm just saying there's worse things in the world, right? So I haven't looked into it, but I just think it's not really going to go anywhere. After I heard those testimonials of his friends and people that weren't even friends with them, but just an outsider that kind of knew them and stuff, it just became pretty clear that it was like just a little suspicious. So anyway, this is a post here. I just want to show you this. It says Comedy Gold. I've not watched it yet. Okay. I saved it because it was supposed to be funny, but I don't know if it's going to be, but I saved it. It says Thomas Massie completely exposes Donald Trump's bizarre phone call script. He reveals that every time they speak, Trump goes on a weird rant about his uncle at MIT and going to Wharton, literally claiming he has better genetics than Massie. That's kind of funny. Okay. I don't know what he's saying. Hold on. Let me rewind it for us. Let me turn it up. And I think I'm in the way, but let's see.
And whenever I call him, I got to schedule a minute for the first thing he tells me every time I call him.
Yeah, I'm writing away.
You're a sharp cookie. You went to MIT. My professor was, my uncle was Professor John G. Trump. He was at MIT 41 years. It's a record.
He sounds just like him.
And, I went to Wharton, which is basically the hardest school in the world to get into. So I've got even better genetics than you. He's literally told me this 3 times. I don't know if it's a script on his phone he reads. But here's the thing. Just like, I asked, do any of you agree with your spouse more than 90% of the time? If you've been married any period of time, if you... And whenever I call him, I got to.
That's actually interesting. I actually like listening to that, and I wouldn't have minded hearing him speak a little bit. Like hearing that whole speech, I probably wouldn't have minded hearing that. Sidra says Massie is not a perv or a pedo or PDF. He has a lot. Kentucky has a lot of jailbirds that will do anything to get out of jail given another drugs. Yes. So I have a question for you guys while you're all here in chat. All right. I have a really interesting story that I would like to do a video about. And it is about Matthew Perry and his doctors prescribing him some unhinged amount of fentanyl. And they kind of got busted like in this kind of thing. And I wanted to do a story about it, a video, but I don't want to do it if you guys aren't interested into that, like don't want to watch it. I think it's an interesting story because it involves that type of thing. But please, like, let me know in chat, yes, if you would like to see that video and hear that story, or no, if that's not what you're into. I know it's like not politics, but it has to do with kind of like, you know, the medical the medical industry, and you know, these doctors doing some crazy ass shit for money, and it's kind of scary, and it's kind of conspiracy like and things like that. Okay, so I'm seeing some yeses. Okay, yeah, I wanted to get that video done probably tonight or tomorrow because it's pretty interesting story. It's pretty scary. I mean, it's pretty, you know, kind of, I felt like it was kind of in our wheelhouse, but I didn't want to just do it and then have you guys be like, this bitch, I ain't watching this. Like, what is this now? Okay. All right. Okay, I'll do the story. Yeah, it's very, very interesting story. In my opinion, I think you guys, if you're into that, you probably will really like it. But all right, good to know. Good to know. I didn't see any no's, so I will happily do that story then. All right, good. Okay, so moving on with Thomas Massie. Ryan Mata says, we are cooking with Thomas Massie and learning about how he built this entire place with his bare hands and his own sawmill. This dude is a legend. Ed can't even build momentum for a political campaign, but hey, maybe he's too busy watching OnlyFans. I'm not judging, just saying. Now, this is actually part of a, let me see. I don't know if it's in this one. Here you go. This is actually part of the story that I wanted to tell you guys about, which is that Ryan was one of the 30 podcasters who was invited to Thomas Massie's house. He was letting 30 podcasters into his home without a script and without security detail. He just invited these podcasters over to get to know him. He wants his story, his personality, his life out there. And that is such a genius way to kind of campaign, if you want my personal opinion, because look, it's all over social media now. You know what I mean? This was a genius idea. I got to hand it to Thomas Massie. Great idea. So let's listen to what he says in this video, and then we will watch the video of him actually building shit or whatever's going on there. Okay, we'll watch that one next. But I just wanted to kind of show you a little bit about it. Pretty interesting. That I guess you could call it a campaign idea, or I don't know what you'd even call it, but really interesting. Really interesting. All right, here we go.
So here's the craziest part about this. We just rolled 30 deep to Thomas Massie's house. Not just 30 deep, but he let Ryan Matta. Show me one other politician in Washington, D.C. that's going to let Ryan Matta get even talking distance of actually a politician, and I'll show you the man that you should put in office. It's fucking crazy, right? Got David Riley here too. Bobby Sauce, to say the least. Bobby's got he's cooking on social media like the rest of us. I think we all are, but you know, I give you guys the unfiltered, no political bullshit viewpoint. So, and we're in Thomas Massie's house, which is absolutely gorgeous. Not just in front of his house, in front of his family. He opened his doors with open arms. He's chefing up some pizza over there. My man Zachary in the house. Good to see you, bro. It is so pretty out here, man. So we're gonna be outside shooting some guns, doing some cowboy shit here. I think maybe go cut down some trees or some shit. I don't know. You guys stay tuned.
He cut down some trees and shit. I love it. I love it. Let's see. We're gonna look at this one too. That's kind of interesting. There's a couple, so we'll look at this one next.
The floor is ash.
It's kind of low though. Oh
no. Laid them up here, and it just took forever.
What is your method of cutting them?
I think it took me 3 months to go from here to there.
Wow.
And that's all I did every day.
I mean,
Oh, he built that. He built that giant brick pizza oven. He said it took him 3 months to go from the bottom to the top, and he worked at it every day. That's pretty cool. I wish it was louder.
I put a pizza oven, a wood cook stove, a Rumford fireplace, and a boiler underneath of this.
well, I'm a firm believer that everything, all of the energy you put into anything goes into the things. So it's like every energy that you put into each block is what goes into your pizza, which is, I'm sure, the reason why it's so delicious.
Well, all these stones came off the farm.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty sweet that he built that. What do you guys think? I like Thomas Massie. I mean, who knows? Who knows? Because we never know about these politicians, but I've never in my life seen this kind of shit where they're like, you know what, let me invite 30 podcasters over to come hang out, have pizza, ask me questions, see how I live, see what my life's about, see what kind of man I am. That to me is very showing transparency. You know what I mean? Would you want 30 podcasters who like do this shit all over social media, tearing people up and ripping on them and all the other shit? Would you like that's gotta be he's got a set of balls. He's got some big balls, dude. He's got some big balls, dude. I got to give it to him. Because I can't imagine, you know, like 30 of me in the house, like just looking for something to get you on, you know? I'm sure a lot of these podcasters aren't like that, but you know what I mean? You don't know what you're inviting in when you invite podcasters because one bad word and things can change the flow of everything. You know, it just takes one thing to kind of start a avalanche. And so he's really trusting in his own goodness and his own, you know, his self to be able to have all these people here looking at his house, looking at him, you know, taking a closer look into who he is, you know. Yeah, he knows where media is going. He does. Look, he didn't have all that money that those other people had. You know what I mean? He didn't have all that money to do his campaign. So I guess he's trying it a different way. You know what I mean? I think it's a good idea, though. Invite 30, some pretty big podcasters. You think your message is going to get out? I think so. I think so. Yeah. Sasquatch, just because he can pile rocks doesn't mean he can build a house. I don't think he built the house. I think he just piled the rocks. Shoot. That's some good workout, though.
And I laid them the way they came out of the ground. They're not turned sideways. There's a grain to the stone
Right.
when it formed in the ground, and so I keep the grain the same.
What tools do you use to cut rock?
Like this one, I had to like chisel.
It looks like a hand chisel.
Yeah, like this.
Bro said he chiseled these friggin' rocks. Oh my god.
A steel chisel and a big hammer.
Not even like one of those like automated ones with a.
So like these, I cut them with a chop saw, like a gas one.
Okay, yeah.
With water, keep the dust.
People are getting a kick out of this.
And that's how I cut these.
Wow.
But
I mean, even your craftsmanship is spectacular.
like you can see, I faced this with the chisel.
Okay, we're getting kind of bored here.
Well, it was, before I put it up.
What about the wood up here? You guys pulled all that?
It all came down in an ice storm in 2003. It was just like trees laying in the woods that were already on the ground. They would have rotted, and termites would have eaten them. And so I went in and dug them out of the woods for like a year and sawed them on my sawmill.
How did you get them so straight? I know, maybe that's a dumb question.
Well, no, it's not like you got to cut boards off of it. And then when you end up with boards, that's what I made the ceiling out of.
Oh shit. Sasquatch, maybe he did build the house. My bad. I don't know.
Every piece was used.
Maybe he did.
No, I bought the floor.
Okay.
I've seen this one.
Uh-huh.
But it's local. Like, literally, this floor could be off my farm because I bought it off of a local sawmill and I sold some logs locally. The floor is ash, which is now no longer exists on this farm because the emerald ash borer started up north, and it was in Ohio when I built the house, but now it's in Kentucky, and so it's destroyed most of the ash trees on this farm.
What's your favorite part of the experience?
I would say being done, but I'm not done.
What's next?
Checking on that pizza.
Good point.
That was actually really cute. That was actually so cute. What do you guys think of that one? I like that. That was really funny. We got another one. Let's see what this one says now.
Punching Lindsey Graham's. We all know that Benny Johnson's a little bummed out about this. You know, he's busy tongue punching Lindsey Graham's fart box. But we're over here cooking with Thomas Massie, and he just cooked Bobby Sauce a pizza. So Bobby Sauce cooked Benny Johnson, and Thomas Massie cooked him a pizza. You can't make this shit up. Check this out.
Oh my God.
Bobby Sauce pizza.
Oh my gosh.
Bobby got his own custom pizza after cooking. Bobby cooked Benny Johnson, and Thomas Massie just cooked him a pizza. We all know that.
Oh, that was funny. That was funny. Yes, Thomas Massie single-handedly exposed the fact that AIPAC owns and controls the entire U.S. government. They declared war on Thomas Massie, and not only did they fail miserably, this dude came back with scalps looking like a gosh darn gorilla. Let's see what this one says.
We're eating some of this homemade pizza by Thomas Massie. Let's get
that pizza actually looks really freaking good, doesn't it? Oh my God.
Okay, so. That reminds me of what pizza probably used to taste like when I was a kid, before they started putting all the GMOs and all the toxic chemicals in it to poison our children. Thanks, Thomas Massie. We appreciate you, homie. Big time. Like, show me one other politician that would let all of us podcasters into their home. We weren't given a script. We're not surrounded by security detail. We're not lined up. He's right there. I could walk up to him right now and ask him anything. But I have no desire. He's done so much good for our country. I have no desire to go put him under the spot and try to ask him some I gotcha questions, right? The man's a boss. He went toe-to-toe with the AIPAC Israel machine, and he's coming out like a fucking gorilla with scalps on his back, dude. The dude's an absolute legend, man. Single-handedly will have taken down the AIPAC machine. He put them into such a spotlight that they exposed themselves in a way that 90% of Americans never thought, right? We all now, our entire country now knows because of Thomas Massie.
That's true.
That AIPAC owns all of our politicians. Matt Gaetz played a little bit of a role in it. MTG, a few other politicians, but MTG dropped out. Massie stayed in there, and Massie's taking scalps, baby. That's what we're talking about. Playing for pink slips. We want all the smoke. Bring it on AIPAC. Bring it on Marion Adelson. Go ahead and throw another $5 billion at your boy Ed. Send down Trump. Send down fucking whoever you want. We want the smoke. We're here. And we're eating pizza, and they're having some drinks. I'm not having drinks. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't play those games, but we're here for keeps, baby. We're playing for keeps. God bless.
Wow. That's pretty interesting. And that's actually true. He exposed a lot with his him running and him having to deal with all this. I mean, we can clearly see who's doing what, you know what I mean? Crazy. Just crazy. Yeah, it's just wild. But I mean, I don't even know if I trust that he will win, even with all of this, because we saw a whole bunch of voter fraud going on. We saw it with, what was that, Minnesota? Or was it, I think it was Minnesota. All that voter fraud, like hundreds and hundreds of ballots that were not even people that are living here. We just looked at the other day on a live stream. We looked at that guy who went up to the office and was like, "Hey, why does it say I've been voting when I've never ever voted before?" He's like, "Why does this say I've been voting?" And she's like, "Oh, I don't know. We got to call the other department." It's like, bitch, what do you mean you don't know? Who's been voting for me? So we're going to find out for sure, I think, because I think Thomas Massie is going to win after this. I think he's going to win because he's reached enough people, I think, at this point. So if he does not win, then we know that the entire system is rigged. I mean, I still hold out a little bit of hope that it's not, but again, we just don't know. You know, we just don't know because we're not going to know until we find out what happens with this, in my opinion. Wait, what's this one? Oh yeah, this was just him showing that they were going to the house. Let's see. Here's them getting there. Wow.
Should be exciting. I guess this entire farm is all off-grid solar power. Yeah, I see the solar power. Got some ATVs. We're gonna be out here probably shooting guns. I think Thomas is gonna cook us some shit, and yeah, it should be a good time. So stay tuned. You can count on your boy for some non-scripted, non-bullshit, no political garbage scripted shit. Yeah. All right. Stay tuned, boys. Well,
that's kind of where I'm at. That's kind of how I am. No unscripted, whatever my opinion is. All right. Yeah, I kind of love that. I don't know what do you guys think? I love that. I think that's a really cool idea. Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea, Scott. I would love to see him as president, actually. Holy cow, that would be a good one. Although, you know what? At this point in time, it is so polluted in there with evil. I don't know. I might be afraid. I might be terrified to become president. Like, it's so polluted. I think everywhere you turn is like somebody who wants to take you down. Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised he did that. That's not something, you know what I mean? That's not something they normally do at all. They're like, no, he's getting into that. So, I don't know. I kind of dig that. I think it was a genius idea. Genius. Okay. So, moving on, I've got a little funny thing about Ben Shapiro I thought I would share with you guys. Now, this comes from Sam Parker. And he posted this on X. He said, Ben Shapiro can't decide whether Sophie Rain giving some of her OF money to her family is doing the right thing. I wonder, do you think he has the same concern with OF owner Leonid Radvinsky giving millions of dollars to OF profits to AIPAC? And I'm like, that's pretty interesting. I didn't really know all that. But let's see what he says.
My biggest goal is to make sure my family is also financially stable after I am not on social media anymore. So each of my siblings, each of my parents, they have like their own investment account that gets money put into it every year. And then after I'm done doing this, I want to give it to them. That's where most of my money goes. Just because my brother's about to graduate from college, like I want him to be able to buy a house when he graduates. Same thing for my older brother. Like I want him to eventually buy a house soon, but I'm not going to give it to them now just because I want it to sit there and grow.
I mean, I don't know what to make of that. I mean, I'm glad that she cares about her family and that she wishes for them to be wealthier, but selling your body to do it is a terrible thing to do. It's like, can you use proceeds of prostitution to build a church kind of thing?
Yeah, and he does make a good comparison though. Yeah. Giving millions of dollars of OF profits to AIPAC. What do you guys think of that? I mean, that's true. You can't sit there and bitch about it if, you've got buddies like that, I guess. But they're all so two-faced. I just can't. Them eyebrows, I can't even. Oh, let's see. If we were invaded by aliens right now, you would see who the real people are in the government. That's true. That's true, Sasquatch. That's true. I think that they are scaling up to do all kind of crazy shit to us. And I think an alien invasion is one of those things. I think they're trying to get that prepared too. They got a lot of production just to get us to do what they want. I think they're going to take this new sickness that they got coming out, and I think it's going to just ravage the United States, unalive a whole lot of people, right? Because now they got Elon Musk's robots out there that can do all the grunt work, things that they kept us around to do, right? Because who wants to clean toilets for the rich? They don't clean their own toilets. They hire people to do that. But now there's going to be robots that can do that. So they don't need like the lower class people in their way anymore. I think they're going to build a couple of their robot cities, one in LA, probably one out this way too. And, they're going to have their little robot smart cities. And then the surviving people that are left, they're going to scatter across the states. But for the most part, I think they just want us gone so that they can replace it with robots and AI and, basically run the place. Maybe they'll do an alien invasion too. I don't know. I heard somebody say that they were gearing up to do that. So I don't know. Sandra says yes, really. Oh, we're good. I can't stand BS's BS. His face and voice are so annoying. Also, he's not even funny. True, he isn't even funny. All he does is complain. Imagine trying to have sexy time and he's yapping, complaining about Candace. Yes, that's so true. First time, just before I went to hit enter, I look up at the screen color changed 3 times. Same thing. Next voting, I used paper. They told me it didn't count because I used black ink. Shit like that. They're sneaky. Yeah, see, that's the thing I think they're going to get us with, right? There's so many people so skeptical, so they're not going to do any of the stuff that they're saying we got to do to stay safe. They're going to be like, this is bullshit. I don't care. I'm not doing it. And then a bunch of people are going to be unalive from it because they just don't want to do it because they did the COVID thing, found out that was crazy BS, and it's probably going to be like terrible. It's probably going to be terrible. It's either that or it's BS, but you just don't know with these people. It's so hard to tell. I live in an off-grid home in the middle of nowhere in Utah. When I bought this place, people made fun of me. They are not laughing now. Oh my gosh, Robert, that is exactly what I want to do. That is exactly, literally, you're living my life. I'm so jealous right now. I would love to be off-grid, like in the middle of nowhere. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're so lucky, man. You're so lucky. Yeah, I wouldn't have cared who'd made fun of me. Are you kidding? I'd have been laughing at them. Back then. Get the hell out of here. They're like, bye. I'm heading out to my off-grid home. I won't see you later. Yeah. I don't know did they say millions died, Sasquatch, from COVID? I didn't realize they said. I didn't know how many people actually died from that. To be honest, I never really paid attention. I just was like terrified of it. I was like, oh my God. I was so bad. Terrified of COVID. Bet your Paris, honey. Oh, goodness. These viruses is a lot more transmittable. Also, then we're being led to believe controlling it in town is not like we controlling it in a big city. Yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff coming our way, guys, honestly. And, that's why, that's mainly why I come on here and make fun of this stuff, because we have to hear what's coming. We have to hear what's going on. But, we don't have to be stressed about it. Let's laugh about these idiots and go back to doing what we're doing, till it actually gets to our front door. There's nothing we can do about it anyways, really. I mean, having a voice, I guess, out here on social media and stuff, having a voice and lending your voice with others may accomplish something, but, you just try and just gotta laugh. You gotta laugh. Okay, just gotta laugh. Yeah, now we all know where to go. That's exactly. We're gonna end up Robert's place. Yeah, I love that Thomas Massie's house, like out in the wilderness like that. He's just had acres. He built like his roof was so high. I mean, holy shit. All right, the official death toll is reported as 1,237,889, according to data from Wikipedia and confirmed by the CDC estimates, with more than 2/3 of these deaths occurring in 2020 and 2021. Thank you, Chuck Soup, on point as always. Thank you, sir. Damn. Yeah, why isn't there an abundance of empty anything? I guess that's how overpopulated we are. I mean, I guess that's how overcrowded and overpopulated we are. It's crazy. Oh, Scott says that's false numbers. People who died from cancer they marked as COVID. Hey, see, you can't trust nothing, I'm telling you. It's so infuriating sometimes. And we can't trust anything. Oh, goodness. You wear a lot of metal shirts you should be listening to. My husband's band is Tiwanaku. They sing about aliens. Let's see. Yeah, I just I like the shirts. I don't like a lot of their music. I don't like a lot of metal music. I can say I don't jam to the metal. I like the music behind it. I don't like the screaming and stuff. I can't listen. As soon as I start screaming, I crack up. But I do love the music. They make some amazing music. Oh, wait, about 7 million said to die from, but that is 20 to 50% fatality rate. Okay. I agree with them too. They made a huge scene calling me out in front of everyone 20 to 25 minutes. Small town people know who's who. Pissed me off. I ripped it up. They said you can't. I did. Wow. Yeah, I would have been arguing with them too, Sandra. I don't blame you. And like calling you out. Oh, girl. You know what I would have been saying. You know how that would have went down. I did the same thing, girl. I'm with you on that. That's crazy. And I still can't get over that guy walking into the office and being like, why is this said I voted? Now I think we should all check to see if we actually, our voting records are actually the truth. Like, that's crazy to me. And it was just like, she was like laughing, I guess, because she was like, didn't know what to do about it. And she was nervous or whatever, but it's still like, really? Don't see a problem here? Like, huh? It's insane. Venus virus, everyone was into a small green and chocolate candy bar. Andy's candy Sasquatch. I can't. And then other people eat them. That's what happens. Half of them are gone and the other half's fat from eating the Andy's candies from oh goodness. Oh Lord. Active unaliver at an Islam center in San Diego right now. Oh my gosh, Garrison, what in the world? Let's look that up. Holy shit. And what was that? And hold on. In San Diego. Okay, hang on. Catching up. I'm catching up. Oh goodness. Police respond to reports of active, you know what, at Islamic Center of San Diego. San Diego police respond to reports of an active shooter at the Islamic Center. A heavy police and SWAT presence could be seen gathering outside the center in the 7,000 block of Extreme Avenue just after noon. Several San Diego Fire and Rescue and medic crews were also on the scene. In an update at 12:43 p.m., that's probably right around now, I guess. San Diego police said that the scene was contained and reported that there were significant resources on the scene. Contained, but what does that mean? Contained. Traffic will stop as police close the roads in the immediate area. Police are asking the public to avoid the area at this time. Skyfox was overhead as children from nearby schools were seen being evacuated from the area as police set up a perimeter. A reunification location has been set up at San Diego Claremont Seventh-day Adventist Church for those impacted. Oh wow! Look at the pic. Look at that! Holy police! Oh my goodness! That has to be what, 30? Does that look like 30 cars to you guys around that amount? Look at these guys! Holy hell! San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria posted on X, he's aware of the active, situation at the Islamic Center of San Diego and that he's continuing to receive updates from law enforcement. Emergency personnel are on scene and actively working to protect the community and secure the area. This is a part of it here.
Be taking any of these side streets. As you take a live look at the pictures there, police still have this entire area surrounded, so you can expect quite a bit of backup and traffic.
Oh my gosh, look at the police surrounding this
the
shit.
next few hours.
And you know
Look
what,
at
if
that.
you are a
Oh
parent
my God.
who you're
All
concerned,
that.
of course, you're probably wanting to run to the scene.
All
Those
this.
roads have been closed. There is a reunification center that's been set up at 4125 Hathaway. This is at the Claremont Unified Seventh Adventist Church. And so if that way you can avoid this area completely, not just for the residents there, obviously for the parents, the caretakers who are trying to get to their children. What we know though, with some of the classrooms that were evacuated out of the Islamic Center, we had some video of that earlier. So some of the kids.
Oh shit, there's children there. I didn't realize it was like a school and shit too. Holy crap.
Were taken to safety, but also, Dominique, there is another school that's nearby. So again, for parents who were trying to get to their kids from that school, have you heard from your friend who's working at that school? Are they still on lockdown?
Yeah, I'm assuming. I haven't heard any updates from her. We have a group chat with some of our friends. We have people asking if she is safe and if the kids are safe. We haven't had a response from her yet.
And the name of that school again?
The Kavad Charter School.
Okay.
So that is just 2 minutes away from the Islamic Center. Another school there, also San Diego Mesa College has released a statement
Wow.
on their social media saying that there is police activity in that area as well. In that same area, they're saying that the police activity is
Wow,
San
look at all
Diego
these
PD in
police
this
right here.
situation,
Or
and there
that's
is
the
no
trees.
threat to the campus.
Oh,
that
that's the
classes
trees.
remain in session there.
Where's
Okay.
the police at? I just seen
You know,
them.
it's interesting, Shelly. You were talking about you saw the,
Oh, no,
the
that is
police
people.
presence as you were trying to drive home, and you saw them kind of speeding up the
Mhm.
freeway. It wasn't just San Diego police. I mean, they had
There's a
sheriffs,
bunch.
there was San Diego Fire, and we also saw San Diego Fire crews in.
Our three kids are so different from each other.
Oh my
academically.
goodness
I didn't know how.
gracious. Gives us a commercial. Rude. So rude. Unlock your child's potential. Uh-oh, Sasquatch. It's Sasquatch running through the woods. There he is. There he goes. Oh no, it's a lady. Never mind. Thought that was you, Sasquatch. Running through the forest. Oh my goodness. Some of these commercials crack me up. Okay, here's another one. I mean, I just want to see what's happening. Goodness, maybe I should turn on Fox Live on YouTube instead. They don't give me so many daggone commercials. Yes, we got one from YouTube instead. I think that'll be better. Oh, that one gave me a commercial too. Hold on. We're going to look at this different one, guys. That's on YouTube. It'll be nicer to look at.
Responding to reports of an active shooter at an Islamic center in San Diego. Let's go to Chief Correspondent Jonathan Hunt in Los Angeles covering the fires. But this is another breaking story.
I
What can
don't
you tell
know.
us
This
so far?
makes me
on this,
smaller.
Jonathan?
There we go.
Martha, we got the first word of this about 30 minutes ago, that there was an active shooter situation confirmed by the police, confirmed also by the mayor of San Diego. It's at the Islamic Center of San Diego. That is the largest Islamic center in San Diego County. A huge police response. You can make out some of those police vehicles in that wide aerial shot that we're currently getting. We do not have a confirmed word yet on how many victims there may have been in this shooting. We understand that there may have been some, but we are awaiting, of course, as we always do in these situations, for official confirmation before we give our viewers any information on any injured or indeed anybody who may have been killed in this shooting. Neighbors have been talking about it. They've been talking about a man with an automatic rifle, possibly confronted there by a security guard. Again, we're waiting for confirmation of that. But as you look at the rear, at some of the outbuildings there, we have seen going into those buildings heavily armed officers. They were just moving in. Now, that may have been simply that they are sweeping every room, as they tend to do in these situations. And I also should point out there is a school on that property as well. It is the Bright Horizon.
What in the world is
Academy.
happening to their camera?
It is
I thought this would be
third
better.
grade. We
Goodness.
would assume that every single child has been evacuated from that facility right now. When we first came to the pictures here that we've been monitoring now for 30 minutes or so, I saw a lot of people being led away from the scene in the long with single file queues we've seen so often in these kind of tragic situations. So what we know for now, for sure, Martha, is that there was or is an ongoing active shooter situation.
No, I don't understand with these active shooters, okay? Listen, you know you're not going to get away with shit. Nobody gets away with anything anymore. Why do people even try? I don't understand. I don't understand it. Like, why bother? What's the point? You're going to get busted. I mean, I can't take it, man. Oh, Crystal's a metalhead. Okay, Crystal, you might like Tiwanaku then. You might like their stuff. Like I said, I like the music. I just don't dig the screaming. It's too much. It's like, I can't deal with that. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me go through some of you guys' comments. Okay, we left off here. Sorry, I get slow on the comments, but I like to read them also, or at least try to. Yeah. Hunaka. Yes, that's right, Scott. That's right. So you guys know about that stuff. Oh, 160 acre. Oh my god. Oh, the national forest. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh man. You are so lucky, Robert. Holy cow. Yes, we all know where to go now. We're gonna hang out over at Robert's house when shit goes down. We're like, Robert, we're here. Let's see. No, it can be transmitted by droplets. Yeah, that's kind of terrifying, huh? When I didn't see people deceased on the street, I knew it was fake. Yeah. Yes. It would rather not say it's right. That's a dream of quite a few of ours too. That's literally like all I want life is just to have a little farm out in the middle of nowhere. I would love to have like a couple animals to take care of, you know what I mean? Little garden and just that's it. I don't want like all kind of craziness. I don't like that's what I mean. Most of us all want just to be like live our lives in peace, not have to pay so much for everything. That's literally all we want. People would be happy and shut the hell up and do their thing. They just can't give it to us. It's crazy. Crazy. Someone's mad Massie's ahead, and so yeah. Buckman, Dylan, yes. Yeah. We don't know what they're gonna do in response to that. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, this is the shooter situation done with. Yeah, you're right. He is like the canary in the coal mine. And there's really just no one else right now. It's crazy. If something happens to him. I'm just surprised, they've let him get this far, honestly. I really am. Probably fake news. Could be. That could be. I'm sure our favorite ally didn't come up on Google Trends, I'm sure. Yeah, exactly. Oh gosh. Yeah, that would be scary. Sasquatch. Sadly, that's probably what's going on. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I think, I don't know. I think that's kind of like a trick too, because they want to take our, weapons away. I think that's a trick too. I think it's just like they pay a lot of people to do some of this craziness. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know. It just seems like there's so much of it now. Although people are upset and angry and the world sucks nowadays, a lot of people are angry and this is what happens. They get set off and they go do crazy shit like this and take a bunch of people out and then get taken out themselves. And it's like pointless. It's the whole thing's pointless. It's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty wild. Yeah, remember the flu disappeared for 2 years, Lainey said. Yeah, really. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, that's so true. It was just like everything was COVID. Yep. Insane. Sasquatch. Oh, woman in the woods. I gotta go. Oh my goodness. Yes, the psyops are so annoying. It's crazy. Oh gosh, Angela. They are even giving them to me in Spanish now on my TV. Like, I watch Amazon a lot and YouTube. Those are like my two, Amazon Prime and YouTube. That's like my two things that I watch constantly. And every time it's a commercial for some type of drug of some sort, like, like you said, psoriasis, ED, depression, on and on and on. And they're even, like I said, giving them to me in Spanish. Like, I'm learning Spanish now. Just all about the different things in pharmacies. Like, it's insane. Yes. Yeah, there is tons of cop cars there. That's so many. Yeah, how many police does it take to get one shooter? Exactly. Cost to the county, $5 million. Yep. Be interesting to claim as their patsy for this one. Yeah, I'm interested to see if they get any new updates. Let's put this back on actually for a minute and see, fast forward to the, like, towards this part to see if they have anything new.
Footprint. And if you do counteract, I did 15, 16 years of counterterrorism, you think in those terms. What do I have here? Where should I be looking? What connections should I be looking for? Who's identified? So some of the atmospherics here. But of course, the most important thing right now, control the situation and make sure nobody gets hurt.
Paul, thank you. Thank you for sticking around. Breaking news there. We'll continue to let you know as we get more information.
Hold on, let me see what he said.
We've had a couple of recent attacks. We had the terrible synagogue attack, which we got very, very lucky. The guy drove the vehicle right into the synagogue.
Oh.
Unfortunately, stopped by a security guard. Could have a similar situation right here. I'm trying to get some information about it. According to what I see here, it is a Sunni mosque location. Why do I bring that up? Because Iran is a Shia nation. And some of the stuff that we've seen lately relative to Iran, like, for instance, Hezbollah-linked attacks that were planned to go off here in America, that has a Shia footprint. And if you do count, I did 15, 16 years of counterterrorism, you think in those terms. What do I have here? Where should I be looking? What connections should I be looking for? Who's identified? So some of the atmospherics here. But of course, the most important thing right now, control the situation and make sure nobody gets hurt.
Paul, thank you. Thank you for sticking around. Breaking news there. We'll continue to let you know as we get more information.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News.
Nothing new there. Okay. All right. Imagine if the shooter was a Zionist, right? Oh, this is just beginning. We haven't seen nothing yet. With what they're pushing in schools and kids' phones that we don't see is horrible. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, that was a lot of police for that. That was a lot. I looked at the very first picture, it looked like 30, but now when we looked at the aerial view, it had to been what, 100, maybe 70. I don't know. That was a lot. That was a lot. For all that I know, for all that don't know, this place is less than 5 minutes. There's several entrances, MCAS, Miramar, where a lot of equipment and personnel live. Having this happen that close is no good. Uh-oh. Yeah, Honey Badger likes the music but doesn't like the screaming. I know. An alien nerd, you'll probably love it then, Scott. It's actually a story about, like, all the music itself. The songs are like about that area and aliens and stuff. They do have pretty cool songs. Like the stories in the songs are cool. Just the scream is like no. We have to wait 90 minutes to get into the annual air show because of the explosives, etc. Yeah, you would think. What the heck's going on there, man? Oh, I didn't see it, honeybees. Hang on, let me go back up. I'm so sorry if I missed it. I am so sorry. Let me go find it. I don't want to miss that. It's probably on the YouTube section. Let's see if I can pick it up. Oh my gosh, that was a while ago. I really did miss it. Didn't I? Oh, there it is. Oh, thank you so much. That was so sweet of you. I'm so sorry I missed that. Thank you so much for telling me. I would have felt like a big piece of crap if I didn't say thank you. Oh my gosh, that was so sweet of you. Thank you. Yeah, I really was. Thank you for telling me about it. I'm so sorry I missed it. I was reading and doing the thing in the other screen and I totally missed it. And I try so hard to get through all these comments too. I'm so sorry, but thank you so much. That is so nice of you. I really appreciate it. Yeah, very much. Let me take this back. Yes, thank you. And thank you for reminding me. I would have felt like a real asshole if I didn't see that. I don't listen to Benny anymore. Yeah. Benny sucks and he's been bought and paid for. He's sucking up to the White House like a slug. Yeah, it's like we can totally see it. Like we can totally see it coming when these people, it's really wild when something goes on and every social media account from a certain group is saying like the exact same thing. We see that so much over on X. It's like the same 50 accounts are saying the same things. I read a post today talking about how they said that Candace is like posted about from the Zionists or whoever like 30 to 40 times a day from several different accounts that they post negative things about her. And it's crazy. All right, Tiffany says the media's in a frenzy talking about close races and everyone panicking, but this was my Sunday afternoon at Massie's. Was cool as a cucumber, telling me he had faith in the voters. We spent the afternoon on bluegrass and pizza jamming with Tony and Dave. Now that is freaking cool. Look, now they're jamming with him, which I bet you it's copywritten, but I'll let us get a sneak peek. Oh, that's pretty cool. Look at Thomas Massie sitting here jamming, guys. Holy shit. That's so cool. Dude, you gotta love this guy. You just gotta love it. And that whole thing with him and his so-called mistress was like a woman he actually dated after his wife passed away. So it's like, aren't they picking on a widower? It's terrible. They did it to Joe Kent too. Because he's not remarried. So he's definitely a widower, right? He's not remarried, I don't think. I could be wrong. But I mean, they're picking on me. You're not supposed to pick on widowers. That's in the Bible, they said. So how come, it's okay to pick on him? How come it's okay for Turning Point to turn their back on him? It's so ridiculous. Snoops. Garrison wants to know, do I know you from Benny's channel? I changed my username. Snoops might have answered though, but I thought I'd read that out just in case he didn't. Oh, yes, he did. He saw it. Okay. Yeah, I want that pizza too, Robert. That looks so good. Let's see. He's a boss. And that shows he's a man as a man because rock does not fit together like brick and mortar. I've pulled my hair out. However, that shows a good, honest man. Yeah, I think so too, Asha. I think he seems pretty honest letting all those people in there, honestly. They're getting paid with pizza instead of peanuts. Yeah. And you know what, though? They're getting paid with pizza. And then when they post to their social media, because everybody's watching that, they're getting paid with probably millions themselves just for posting that. It's such a genius thing to do. And it helps out so many people, not just himself, right? Because everybody's going to be watching these videos to see what the hell's going on in Thomas Massie's, letting 30, like even me, I was like, oh my God, what's going on? We all wanted to see this, right? So millions of views on that. So he basically paid all those people millions of dollars, or at least hundreds of thousands, maybe not millions because they each probably had one video. So, but hundreds of thousands of dollars they'll get paid for some of those videos, depending on how many millions of people watch them. It could be like 50,000, 100,000. It could be more than that, just depending on like the views. So basically, they all got paid, but not by him. It was free for him just to invite them over and make some pizza and chill, It's wild. That was such a good idea. He really did a good thing. Although now everybody's going to be copying this. How much you want to bet? They will rent a house though. Will rent like a friggin' Airbnb because they won't let people in their real house, I bet. He's the only one I can imagine doing that. Yeah. Kathleen says, I think I'll vote for Massie. He seems real. Honestly, he's the realist at the very least. You know what I mean? Even if he's not, even if you don't see him as totally real and like this down-to-earth cool dude, he's the realist. If you compare him to the others, he's so much better, in my opinion. Same, I just did last week. Does anyone know how he's not in the studio anymore? Damn, I'm not sure. Yeah, out of 300 senators are owned and bought and paid for. Exactly, Sammy. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, Jen, I agree. Jen just got to the Matthew Perry stuff when she was commenting here. So, yeah, I agree. I'm glad you guys want to hear that story because I'll do that one. I'll make sure and get that story done for you guys. I found it pretty interesting, and just I think it's something that needs talked about on social media and covered, because these doctors need to know that they shouldn't be doing that stuff. You know, they need to know that they're going to get called out in front of the world if they do. That's why it's a good, important thing to use your platform, if you have one, to talk about some of this craziness, because they need to know, you know. Yeah. All right. Okay, intro. Oh, thank you, Bittersweet. Yes, I made that just for us. I hoped you would like it. I hoped you guys would like that. I used AI. I used AI to make the music, but I told it what to do. I like that. Sounds like, what's her name? Sleep Token. All right. Yeah, I think it's Benny. I told Benny in his chats all the time how fake and gay he is and how he's bought and paid for and just seeking the White House dog job. He never responded to anything I sent. You had to watch Erika talk a lot in the last stream. It's worse. Uh-oh. He might, Sandra. It seems like he was getting down. He was jamming. He was jamming. Charlie Kirk was Benny Johnson's friend. Charlie Kirk let Benny and family stay in his condo after they were burned out. Benny won't investigate Charlie Kirk's event. That's wild to me. That's just wild to me. Totally wild to me. I mean, unless it's like so terrifying, unless the truth is so terrifying and people are just afraid for themselves and their families, that's the only way I would give anybody like a pass on that, you know, because it could be something super terrifying. I mean, you see the sickness that we're seeing is all across social media and in the e-files and everywhere else. Okay, it's a lot of sickness. Like, there's some sick fucks out there. There really is. And I mean, God knows what these people could be being threatened with, you know. It's because we suspect how deep this goes. We suspect how many people are involved in that whole Charlie Kirk thing, and even in Congress, the White House. I mean, it's all connected in my opinion. It's all connected, because, you know, we just saw a freaking letter that the White House sent out about Erika Kirk's crying "I want to go home" video. We just saw that. It's proof that they are, you know, together. And like I said before, it's really, Jen's ignoring all this disgusting banjo talk. Oh, no, that's not true. I love any type of instrument. I'm not what do you call it, against the band. I'm not prejudiced against the banjo, Donlet. Okay, hear me out. That's what I've been wondering about the president. I haven't seen Barron Trump in a long time. Could that be part of why Donald Trump Jr. flipped on us? That's what I'm saying. I think, look, the White House and Turning Point USA, like I said, we've now seen the connection thanks to Candace showing us that letter. There's a connection there. Why would the military give two shits about Erika Kirk going, "I'm gonna go home"? You know what I mean? Why? They did though. And you look at that and you got to wonder, they're involved in politics, heavily involved in politics, you know? They want to influence all these young people to vote one way or another, etc. So it's like, then you've got talking about, like, we're talking the Senate, we're talking Congress, we're talking all these politicians, the White House, Turning Point USA. And it just terrifies me, because every time you see Trump and Bibi. It's like Trump and Bibi are sitting there like hugging and shit, and it's terrifying. So, I mean, we don't know how far this whole thing goes. This could be a whole group of like sick predators. And you think about this. Look, just because Jeffrey E. is dead and gone, where did all of his networks go? Shit didn't just end. That shit didn't just end. There's bank accounts attached to here and there and everything. They've got networks of people all around the world who kind of do this stuff and traffic these people and things like that. That didn't just like collapse because Jeffrey's gone, because two of the top people were gone. They just put someone new in front of it, right? They just promote from within. It just makes me think that Jeffrey E. Files, the White House, Turning Point USA, I think it's all bundled together with BB and the gang, all in one. I think it's like a huge, powerful entity. And who knows why these people, because it's like, like we said, we're shocked at some of the Charlie's good friends just being like, no, fuck it, I'm not looking any further. We believe the official narrative. Thank you. Have a nice day. You know what I mean? People could be terrified. That's the only reason I can give any of them a pass, just because they wouldn't want anything to happen to their family. They're being threatened in some way, or they know what happened and they know if they could get to Charlie, they could get to anybody. You know, Charlie had a security team. You know what I mean? If they could get to him, they can get to anyone. And so it just, I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of. That's the only other reason that these people are acting the way they are, like idiots, you know? Oh, thank you, Angela. She said a little something to support. That is so sweet of you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, it's so much appreciated. I really do thank you so much for that. I thank you so much. But yeah, I think it's all connected. And that's probably why these people aren't wanting to say much, you know? I mean, I think that's why Charlie's family's been so dead silent. I think they're like, I ain't saying shit. Like, we know what happened. There's nothing we can do. Move along. You know, they didn't even make a fuss when they took Erika, when they're taking Erika to court over those copyright things. They're not even making a fuss about that. They're just like doing it in the quiet. You know, nothing really came out about that, like a big story or nothing. Like, I don't know. Seems like too many people were quiet and just like, nope, I can't say shit. I don't know. I don't want to see it. I don't want to know, you know. Jeannie says, and see, no, thank you. Your membership made my really bad and awesome day. Aw, I'm so glad it did. I'm so glad. I try to cheer you guys up. I try to put us all in a good mood because, yeah, you know, this whole world kind of sucks right anymore. I still say Erika is Trump's out of wedlock daughter. Somebody please do a facial recognition overlay. Oh, that could be. That could be. I think Erika is J.D. Vance's girl clone and he's the boy clone. And I think they were put out to do their thing. And I think that's what's up there. So they could have been like the clone sons and daughters of Trump. That could be. Or Jeffrey E. I don't know about that. That could be something too. In my opinion, allegedly. I have no idea. I don't know where they came from. But I've seen a picture of her and J.D. Vance next to each other. And I'll tell you what. I don't care what anybody says. That looks so, so close. It's crazy. Yes, whoever got the membership, that was Angela, I think, right? Yes. Yeah, congrats for that, Angela. I'm going to be doing regular, probably, I don't know, I'll be doing more regular members only videos for the members on the channel here. Like I said, we've got a lot of cool stuff I'm going to start. I want to get us a schedule over on Club Vatra so that we have a schedule for the lives. I tried to do one yesterday, but I didn't really know what time to do it. And when I posted I was going to do it, then nobody saw the post and stuff. So I'm just going to make a schedule for it for you guys so we can actually have all this stuff drop at specific times so you know what it's expected and things like that. But I got a lot of stuff planned over there. I boosted the server. I got Nitro and I boosted the server. So we got some cool stuff coming there. I'm telling you, we're going to have so much fun over on the server. And that's where we're going to have lives that we can talk about some other stuff. I've already got a few things in the folder here that we're going to talk about on the lives over there. So, you know, definitely if you're interested, click the link in the description or hold on here. I might just have us a QR code. You can scan the QR code and get yourself over to Club Vatra. I think there's 2 free spots left, free for life. If you get in, you have to make yourself a Discord if you don't already have one. But if you get over there and do it, it's free for life. So you got to click either this QR code or the link in the description. There's 2 spots left. 2. That's it. And then, you can choose your tier if you want to go over. And you don't have to take a free spot if you have the money and you don't want to take a free spot from someone else. You can actually just subscribe to whichever tier you want to subscribe to and do it that way. But there were 2 free spots last time I checked. But yeah, Snoops is active over there all the time. He's always posting some cool stuff for us. It's pretty cool. We're going to have some fun over there. Watch Erika's mouth pucker up when her lie is big. Micro expressions say a lot, sometimes more teeth. You know what? I just watched Spidey do a body language analysis on Erika Kirk and her Rhythm Nation video. Okay. He thinks she has real feelings underneath all of that crazy, dramatic, the tears, and the dramatic words and all this crazy shit that she spouts. He thinks she actually has real feelings under that. I just can't seem to agree. I think he wants her to have real feelings. I think he expects, since she's a normal person, she'd have real feelings. But I think he's giving her too much credit, in my opinion, allegedly. I think he's giving her too much credit by saying she's having all these feelings, because I don't truly think that she feels anything underneath all that weirdness. Let me see if I can find that video. Behavioral art. Oh, that was here's his channel. Let's see. Yeah, he's analyzed a lot of her body language, and so I think he's pretty good at it. He knows what he's talking about with her because he's done enough of them. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, this is let's share this. Okay, where am I? Am I small? Okay. So this is just I'll just run through a little snippet because I don't want to do Spidey's content all over my channel. I don't like to do that with other people's stuff. So let's see what we can see here. Okay.
I'm not fit to be CEO, and I have Candace Owens claiming I murdered my husband.
And there's music at the beginning. So let me fast forward. We know who Spidey is. He's amazing. All right.
And it was because many of the journalists in that room have attempted to dehumanize me. And I wanted to meet some of them face to face, quite frankly. Why have a conversation about me when you can have a conversation with me? So, for example, a journalist from the Daily Mail came up to me.
There it was.
The
Daily Mail. See, I knew she said the Daily Mail here. I knew it. Oh, raggedy bitch. What about them?
Introduced herself.
Yeah.
And she was very gracious. She was saying, "You look so beautiful."
Well, she was lying. She was lying.
"Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss." To which I replied, "It is so nice to put a name to the face, especially with all of the slander, the lies, accusations that are out there surrounding my husband's murder and myself."
All right, so one of the main themes in today's analysis is going to be inconsistencies, both with behavior and with the narrative. Because when you could spot inconsistencies, it's such a great way in behavioral analysis to know where you should be asking more questions. So starting with some body language, you'll notice that in this first segment and throughout this clip, very often she's talking with her hands together like this on the table. She does deviate from that in certain places that give us a lot of information, but this is her baseline for most of this video.
Now, I do have to say, I think she practices a lot of this stuff. I think that's, I think she practices that, all the body language stuff. Wait a minute. Where's my comments at? There it is. Yeah, I think she practices, she knows body language. I mean, look, in my personal opinion, allegedly, I think this woman is highly trained. Okay. I just think she sucks at what she was trained at. Right. So I think she's highly trained to do a lot of things and she just sucks at doing them. And so people don't like her and they don't take to her. So when he's talking about baseline, I don't even believe her baseline is truly her baseline. I think she was programmed for that to be her baseline, right? For that to be what looks like a baseline. Who knows what a real baseline is? Because I don't believe this. I just don't. And I honestly have to say that in this analysis that Spidey does, I don't think he likes her or believes her either. That's just my personal opinion. I don't know. But he does often take the things she says and compare it to a lie that she, like something she said about that, like to show it was a lie and stuff. It's pretty interesting.
At some point in this first clip, there's a major deviation in the entire energy of the way that she's communicating. Her body comes to life more and her face comes to life more. And it's in the moment where she says that she wanted to meet some of these journalists face to face. At the moment where she says that she wanted to meet some of them face to face, we see a whole lot of things that deviate from her baseline. The first is this big eyebrow flash. The eyebrows go up in that moment. Now, eyebrows are extremely important to human communication. In fact,
I'm going to put that on 1.25 because I do want to hear what he says about some of this. I watched it earlier, but I was also, oh, that's the wrong thing. Wrong thing, Jennifer. Hang on, people. Hang on, people. I'm getting it. I'm going to try my best. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Okay, so basically right here, he talks about the eyebrows and how, you know, they're very expressionable. And when you raise your eyebrows, it's like, hey, how you doing? Or it's to emphasize something very important. And so basically, you know, she does a big eyebrow flash. But I really think that in that moment, when she's saying that, she really wants to kick that woman's ass. Whoever's ripping on her or whoever's saying stuff to her in that moment, I think she feels like I wanted to meet them. I want to meet them. I want to see that bitch face to face. Okay, that's what I think she's really saying underneath all the drama. I think she's like, what's up, bitch? I want to go like, what's up, bitch? You know, that kind of thing. So this is where Spidey says about the eyebrows. Okay. Okay, expressive movements. Let's see.
and 3 is surprise, when we see something that surprises us. So the eyebrows are like the
We're still on
exclamation point of the
eyebrows.
face. They let us know what's important. But here they're not alone. At the very same time, we're seeing a slant to the side. And very importantly, twice, we're seeing her hand turn upwards like this as she's talking. And the first one is very well synced with that eyebrow raise. So it goes like this as she's slanting, and then the hand goes up again like this. So hand orientation has been studied all over the world, and it's not universal. Different cultures speak with different orientations. But there are 2 orientations that are universal, and one of them is the hand up like this. Pretty much everywhere in the world, even without me saying it, if I do this, anywhere in the world, we understand this as a gesture of exchange. Either I'm requesting something or offering something.
Well, so the rest of this part, he says basically that she puts her hands up like this to be like, and that's it. Like she went there for that reason, like, and that's it. You know, her hands go up like, that's it. That's the only reason I went. And then he makes a comment about her squinching up the side of her, one side of her face. And he says that's contempt. And we know that to be true too. She's like contempt. So, you know, we're getting a kind of vibe here that she's pissed and she wants to meet these bitches face to face. She's like, I want to see these bitches face to face. What? That's kind of the attitude that she's giving right there, right? Then he kind of goes through another couple of clips, but I wanted to find the part where he tells us that, where he shows us that she may be fibbing about something. And he also, yeah, let me get to the end because that's the good part, where he talks about the reporters. It's so funny. Oh, he talks about that. Okay. Where I think this is the part with her. He brings up Terrell Farnsworth. He was like, and you don't, he's, because you know how she says, like, and these reporters were there and they took pictures in detriment to their own lives. They could have been unalived if they were taking a recordings right after this horrible event. They skipped their fight or flight to take a recording. These like journalists, it's so shocking. The journalists put up their cameras in the event. And she bitches about that. And he actually makes a good point because he says that, yes, they may have done that, but they are reporters. And that's kind of, they sometimes can reprogram themselves to kind of hold off that fight or flight in order to pull up that video camera and make a video, right? Which we know, like that's their job. A lot of them are well practiced in it, well versed. Okay. And in an explosive situation, they will pull out their phone and record. That's just their thing, right? So, but he says, you know, she does say that, like that's the wrong thing to do, yet she doesn't mention her very own man, Terrell Farnsworth, doing the exact same thing in the aftermath of Charlie Kirk's Big Bang. Because he runs down the street like 20 feet, he hides next to a little bridge thing, and he pulls out his phone and he tells everybody Charlie Kirk has been deceased. He tells them that he's deceased. And he's not, he doesn't even know that. How could he know that? I don't even know how he got the big bang, because they heard a shot ring out, but nobody saw him fall at that point. All them guys, Mikey McCoy, Tara Farnsworth, they were gone. I don't even know if they saw him hit the floor. And they're talking, and Terrell's over there saying how he was, he had the big bang and he was deceased, which wasn't true. And Spidey actually calls it out. And Spidey's like one of these people who is not going to tell you if he thinks somebody's a big fat liar or not. He's going to give you the information and you decide what your opinion is, and he'll have his opinion, and that's private. So when he brings up things like Terrell Farnsworth and he brings these kind of inconsistencies with her up, it just makes me think that he just does not, he's getting the vibe like we are, because he doesn't really do that with a lot of people. I don't think, at least I've not seen that very often.
And immediately associate it to nothing other than inauthentic and deceptive. And although that's often the case, you can look at the earlier parts of this video. I'll leave a link in the description to do. And then another one is when she repeats something she just said, but slower. So we see it a few times. For example, we see when she goes, if you could just, and she eye blocks, if you could just pause. So that's very typical of her when she's in that kind of theatrical space.
And if you can just pause.
Oh, shut up, girl.
And just take a minute and
Nobody
ask
wants
yourself.
to pause and take
Or when
a
she
minute.
goes,
Shut
that is
up.
what Jimmy Kimmel did to the first lady. Like her whole tone just drops suddenly.
Yeah,
and then the biggest
here
one is
we
at the
go.
end when she says, the glow of an expected widow. Stops and does this big head tilt. The glow of an expected widow.
That she had the glow of an expected widow.
Right here is where I would just want to just bitch slap this woman. She just got this nasty little face on. And I really don't think she cared about the first lady at all, in my opinion, allegedly. And I will state again, for the record, I think the Jimmy Kimmel joke was about her. I think Jimmy Kimmel was making fun of her, because the only widow that we know in town who glows is Erika Kirk. And she's just sitting here making this speech, acting like a badass bitch, doesn't even know what she's talking about, because the joke was on her. Dumbass, bougie people get me so mad.
The glow of an expected widow.
And again, she repeats it with that dramatic way of driving it home and like making sure we heard it. And I can't stress this enough. This isn't criticism, it's observation. It's undeniable that all of a sudden here, there's a shift in the way that she's speaking, which is coming much closer to some of those things that we've seen her do on stages when she's really trying to drive a point home. I don't doubt that there's real emotion here, that she didn't like the joke at all, that she's legitimately sympathizing with Melania, but she's communicating it in this pretty intense way. And I think I figured out what it is. I think that this is the way she communicates when she's trying to persuade or teach something that's important to her to an audience.
Yeah, I get that, but I still don't like her. Okay. I still don't like her. And I think she needs to quit doing that, because nobody else likes it either. Now, where's her next part? So I want to hear where she says about the reporters. It's so funny. Dumbass.
Of dropping of the tone, the repeating of something slower. Even this head tilt that we have at the end is pretty intense. And a lot of people are focusing on that moment, because head tilt does happen in sympathy, whether we're offering sympathy to someone or requesting sympathy. And it does happen in skepticism as well. Universally, when we're skeptical or curious about something, we kind of have this head tilt as we try to take in the information. So
I really love Spidey. He knows his shit. I'll tell you that. Come on, get to the next part, Spidey.
There is a serious epidemic of dehumanization plaguing this country.
Oh, this is about her crying about dehumanization. Come on, I want the part where she's talking about the thing. I don't know. I might just turn this off, because this is getting on my nerves. I really wanted to hear that part. This is when he makes fun of the Nicki Minaj thing.
And Nikki answered, I didn't notice.
You are getting a lot of backlash from your own industry. What is your reaction to that?
I didn't notice.
And in response to that, Erika said this.
I feel the same way. When people are like, what do you think about them? I'm like, I don't think about them.
Bingo. We don't even think about them.
We don't have time to. We're too busy building, right?
Yeah, we're the cool kids.
Oh, good Lord. Sorry, guys. This is annoying. I have Prime on my other account, but for some reason I didn't sign it up for this account. So, of course, we get the commercials.
Which you could go back and watch, I very clearly stated that I don't think that what she said there was entirely honest. But I can promise you that Erika saying that the negativity doesn't affect her at all is not entirely honest, because it seemed like she asked the question to try to get some kind of advice or some kind of direction on how to handle haters. But the moment Nikki said she doesn't pay any attention, Erika kind of jumped on that bandwagon and agreed with her. And she said something that I felt in her behaviors wasn't entirely true. And I compared it to another answer that she gave to another question in another interview that conflicted with this answer. Now, the majority of the feedback on that analysis was great, but there were a few commenters who said, you can't know that. Maybe she's changed. Maybe she's different. You don't know. And I was sitting there going, okay, I don't know for a fact, but I'm pretty sure based on the behaviors, just based on what I'm seeing and the way the whole conversation progressed, and the fact that I know a lot of people in the public eye enough to know that nobody's quite immune to criticism in the way that she was expressing there, it's unlikely that it doesn't get to her. So I was pretty confident that it wasn't entirely true, that she doesn't pay any attention to it, doesn't bother her at all. And it's normal to, by the way. It would if it was me as well, 100%. And that's what I said in the video. And then fast forward a couple of months and she's making this video where no one's asking her anything. She's volunteering this information and talking about how every morning she wakes up to face all this criticism and all these accusations, and that this is part of what's wrong with this country and how this kind of thing has to stop. And I'll say the same thing that I said in that video. It's inconsistent. Her answer here doesn't match her answer there, which doesn't match the answer that she had given in a previous interview. There's another contradiction here that is quite sensitive and nuanced, and I'm not going to take credit for because I saw quite a few people commenting this on clips of this video, and I think it's a good note. So we're talking about the woman here who shortly after her husband's death got on stage and said famously in front of a stadium of people and millions of people watching at home that she forgives the person who did this.
I forgive him.
You know, I can't believe in an audience of 300,000 people that anybody even believed that bish. I really can't believe it. That right there was the most performative fake thing I've ever seen. I have never seen anything so fake. And I can't believe that there's people who like saw this and was like, oh, that poor girl. Like, man, should know.
When I analyzed that video, I talked about how she doesn't mean forgiveness in the sense that it's all good, we can hang out now and have some pizza and beers. She meant forgiveness in the sense that she won't allow him to have a hold on her anymore. But why can't we apply that to this as well? Don't let the critics have a hold on you. And I'm not saying I could do that. Let me make something very clear. Forgiveness is admirable. I would.
Yeah, he has a very good point here too, because she'll forgive the man who unalived her husband, yet she won't forgive the critics. She won't forgive Candace Owens. She won't forgive Jimmy Kimmel. She won't forgive any of the stuff that's like simple, petty, like dumb little things. She doesn't forgive any of that. She's like, how dare you? How dare you look into the unaliving of my husband? How dare you? Like, she's so mad about that? Like, for what? What reason are you pissed about that? I don't get it. It's so weird. I would be thanking everybody for looking into it. If I had the platform that these people had and that happened to my husband, I would definitely know the truth, because I would turn over every stone. I would ask every single person in the audience for help. I would ask anybody that I had influence over for help. There would be no, like, everybody would be so annoyed with me, because that would be my main mission in life. I probably wouldn't grieve. Well, I'd probably grieve for a while, but I don't know if I would even extend that time of grieving, because I would want to know who did this. I'd be so angry. And it's like, you know, she's just like, instead of being angry about the unaliving happening, she's angry at somebody wanting to know who did it. And it's so just off-putting. It's so weird. It's so off-putting. Candace said, I checked the facts. Erika replied, I prefer creative facts. Yeah, Sandra. I want to know who got the bottles of alcohol afterwards. Everybody left. 3,600 people, 10 bottles per table. Exactly. Yeah, it's just like, there's just so much more to everything that she says, I feel like. And I just, I don't know. I think Spidey has a good handle on it, but you see how he calls out the inconsistencies, and it's very, I don't even remember what she said the very first time about critics, because he said the first time she said something was different from the second time, which was also different from the third time. And I cannot remember what she said the very first time. I'll have to look that up. But yeah, she's bitching about critics. She says she's on her fucking mountain building shit. Like, you know, she got hammers and all kind of other shit. And like, you know, the Lord, not Jesus, but the Lord is helping her build. She forgives the man who did this, but she doesn't forgive people who want to know the truth. It's just, it's off-putting and strange. And it's like, no, bitch, we just don't. We don't believe you. And I just don't think they're ever going to have a time where we understand them or they understand us. Well, they don't live in the world that we live in where, you worry about rent and you worry about, feeding your family, you worry about your job, worry about your car. Like, is your car going to break? Is it going to make to work? Can you even make it to fucking work, to get to work, to pay for the car that you got to fix? Like, we worry about all these things and they don't even know what that is. Like, they have no idea. They just don't even go grocery shopping. They just it's a different world entirely. And we will never be able to relate to them in that way. And yeah, I just don't think she's ever going to get to a point where the public accepts her because she's already gone ahead and done just all of this. I mean, even if the first few things she did that was creepy and weird or whatever, I think the tides would have turned in her favor should she had stayed home and just gave herself some time to grieve, even if she was fake grieving. Like, bitch, you got millions of dollars. Go to an island resort for 2 months and just lay on the beach and have a blast. If you are not grieving, just go hide somewhere and do your thing. She just cannot. It's like she's addicted, in my opinion, allegedly just addicted to being like this public speaker, the new Charlie Kirk. Like, she's just addicted to this attention or something. And it's weird. It's like you could get a whole bunch of good attention if you just give it a while. She just won't give it a while. Yeah, they have no idea what it is to not know if you will make it another day. Exactly. And they can never just relate. They will never relate to that. They just won't. And it's she just doesn't work. Nothing she says works out. It's always off in some way or strange or weird or off-putting. We're all like, well, girl, what are you saying? Like, what the fuck? Yes. What are we eating today? Do I still have electric? Like, can I even get this paid? Like, is there money in my account? Did my shit bounce? Do I have a minus now? Because I can't deal with it. Half my check's gone because my account minus. All that stuff that we think of and we're worrying about, plus all this other shit. Plus all of this. Everything in the news and things like that. Yes. Literally ask my son what he wants for dinner so I can go buy what I need because we live day to day. Exactly. And they really, I mean, they'll never ever, they could never fathom, what do you mean you can't buy food? Like, what? We could just go in restaurants and this, that, and the next. And the sad thing is, as rich as they are, they get sponsorships from places. They get people probably give her beautiful, expensive clothing, bags, purses, accessories and shit to wear because she's literally on TV all the time. They get all this shit for free on top of it. It's they get everything is perfect for them. And I guess that's why they turn evil. I mean, I guess that might be why, because they get bored. They literally have nothing else to do. They can have anything they want. There's no limit to what they can have. All their friends and shit, they ain't really friends. They're just there to try to get a little bit off of them. They're yes men if they are around them. They're all yes, you're perfect. Yes, you're right. It's and so they just don't live by the same they don't live by the same morals that we have. They don't have the same life as we have. They're not even in the same world. I mean, they probably have never even driven down any of the weird ass streets we have to go past and be scared if we're going to stop at the stop sign and get carjacked. They don't ever go to those places. You know what I mean? And if they do, they got 10 security guards. So they just don't have the same anything. It's just terrible. But yeah, she's never going to relate. Never. It's just never going to happen. So yeah, but that was all that I had for you today on this lovely Monday. I hope I made your Monday just a little bit better, get a laugh and have a nice time for a little while. That is pretty much my, nobody carjacks a limo. Exactly. They probably got armored limos too, Sasquatch. Ain't nobody getting in them things anyways. Come on. Nobody carjacks a limo. But I love you guys so very much. I appreciate you all for showing up. If you have, if you want to stop over and look at Club Vatra, check out this right here. If you're a creator and you want to check it out too, you got to go check it out if you're a creator, because you might be interested in getting in with Club Vatra. But yeah, we're going to be doing some fun. I'm super excited for that. Like, that's something I'm really excited for. I've not done that before yet. And I'm just really excited to make it fun for us and everything. So I hope you guys go over and check it out. And I love you guys just so very much. And I will see you guys on the next one.